What's up, everybody? It's me, RDV, and I'm back here with Geekeasy and Eric Breen.
Hello.
Uh, man, another Thursday. These days are getting shorter and shorter, it seems, because the weeks are getting shorter too. Somehow, I don't. It just feels like it was just yesterday was Thursday again. It's just like I don't know how you guys manage to get older as days go faster, and especially how we lost an hour over the weekend. I just feels like we're just constantly getting further and further into the future.
See, we get used to it because we lose lots of things anyway, and like especially with we don't
Yeah,
remember certain hours anyway, so we're used to losing hours.
I was just thinking about that. It's like how people who are like were buying when the people were working the comic books back in the '60s, when with Stan Lee, Marvel and DC were first starting it strong, '60s, '70s, and how many years it's been since then, and then you add another 40 years from that, and to these comic books that we're reading in early 2000s, they're gonna like pretty soon. Like if I mean, I'll probably be up in my 70s or a little 70s, early 80s, and imagine who the hell is going to care about any of the books that are coming out today as back issues speculators? Will the hobby even be around? I mean, it'll be in some way, but I don't think it'd be like it's like popular. It's gonna be weird to look back and say like, you remember when they used to have the comic book movies?
Well, and they're also going to be doing variant holographs. Instead of variant covers, it's going to be variant holographs.
Yes, yes. I guess I don't think comic books will survive another 40 years if this is if the way we're going. But it could be wrong. But I'm not gonna say Marvel and DC are dying or that they're dead. I'm just saying if they are dying, it's a slow death, slow, painful death.
You're hearing the death rattle now.
uh no, I'm not. All right, now what's up, Undead Quinn? What's up, Jay Lucian? Lucian, or Lush? I don't know. Jay Lush? Jay. I'll just call you Jay. Uh, man. Like I said, I got a few books this week. Not a lot. I got about 8. Plus, I got managed to get my second printing of Ultimate Black Panther #1. That was kind of cool. They actually had it in my shop, so didn't have to order it. Alrighty. But yeah, let's just get this going. I'll start showing my books. Ugh. Yeah, reason we're a little late because we're talking about the whole Crow movie, and honestly, as I saw on Geekeasy, even if it wasn't woke, I don't think people. No, there's enough people around that there's still a fan base for the Crow today that'll actually want to go and watch it. It's like one of those movies. It's like, yeah, I remember the '90s and it stuck back then. So you think rebooting it's going to be better?
No, the movie was fantastic. I loved the movie. Great
The
soundtrack, one of the
the
best
first
soundtracks ever.
the first one, sure.
Yeah,
Then like
that's the one I'm talking about.
I don't think it was the greatest. I'm just saying it was okay.
The
Me
other ones
personally.
the other ones don't exist to me.
There, like I said, there was a sequel, and the sequel had the little girl helping him out.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
but
and it's like his sister. I don't know if it's his sister or whatever, but anyway, it's just like I just remember Remo Williams was the villain, and I was just like, and because I think it was the second one, of the first movie, he got killed by bikers. He gets revenge on them. I can't remember. It's been a while, and like I said, those were so low budget movies. Like I said, I'm sure they're called classics to people who die hard to love Crow, but man, yeah, at the time when it came out, like I said, going back now, I don't think that movie really holds up. But then again, I haven't seen it in 20. What? How many years? When did it come out? 1993, 94. Uh,
93, I
oh
think.
yeah. MK, that it is next. That the next 2 weeks, starting next Wednesday, the this show will be on a Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, because I am busy next Thursday going to see Ghostbusters, the premiere of it, the new one. And then the following week will also be on a Wednesday, is because I'll be helping a friend move on that Thursday and Friday. So
So that's gonna be paying you in pizza and beer.
no beer. I gotta drive, man. He doesn't. He lives 40 minutes away from me.
and
So,
that has stopped anybody.
well, let's ask me because now I'm gonna be turning 40 in less than a year. My body suddenly says, you know what? Yeah, the tolerance you had for alcohol is gone out the window. So, and I don't want to. Plus, 40-minute drive down the expressway. There's usually about 3 or 4 sheriffs. You know.
Lightweight, lightweight.
Yeah. Well, I'll just say this. Unlike you, I could stop.
Oh, I stopped. It just took me a while.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I got up. All right. Have a bot on the Twitch. I'm gonna let go. I don't care. It's not spamming. Just wants to know. That's the thing too. Is like the bots are getting creative. It's like, do you want me to make stuff for you? I'll design your logo for your or your channel. And it's like, I'm good.
Hey, Lucien, try it in your 50s.
Yeah. I don't know if I can. Can I? Oh, I can't block them from here. But Eric is still away. He's probably eating. If he's smart, because he's not going to eat later. Alrighty, let me do this and Cal created this year. And you're gone. Boom. Yeah, I don't understand the whole. I mean, I kind of understand the thing behind bots, but bots are just annoying in general. It's just, it's me. It's like the scam calls when someone has the auto caller systems, you know, the robocalls. Ugh.
See, I like it when you get the real person, the real people, because then you can just start messing with them. I do that all the time.
Well, that's different if it's trolls. I can, But the thing is that because I'm streaming the Twitch as well as I stream here too, to reach out, get more people to join our YouTube crowd here. Twitch, I gotta go in there. I gotta ban them, And like I said, it's just they're not even like they're just bots. I never get trolls over there. Not that I really want trolls. I already get Rhaegar here. Like, and Jay in the chat as well too.
No, but Rhaegar's, he's original.
Right.
He's entertaining.
If you say so.
Consider the source of that last statement and go with there.
And Quinn, I know I do not miss the 1-800 porn bot things that usually pop up on YouTube, all the chats all the time. That was oh my gosh. Do you remember that or watching that during COVID lockdowns? You remember all because no one was at YouTube because they all basically couldn't work from home, even though their job is the same thing, sitting in the office on their ass. But anyway, yeah. So they had all those spam bots that pop up. And it's like and then after that you got like oh, good job. There's always the comments you get on your YouTube channel. I laughed at those. I was like, I don't mind those. It makes even though I know it's a bot, it's like at least the bots care about my streams.
All right. Speaking of streams, maybe we should get this.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for Eric to go.
How are you on this fine evening?
I am doing wonderful, bruv.
The trees are singing.
Are they?
Yes, they are, bruv.
Off key.
Wow.
There's no joy in Dookieville.
Those pills you took are some pretty good pills there, Breen.
I mean, if you switch to, is it okay? Because like if you switch from being an alcoholic, they're doing edibles. Is that better or worse?
I have no idea what you're talking about, but all I know is Duke forgot to outscore their opponent again tonight.
Oh, that's right.
All
Yes,
right with the world.
Yes.
Everything I want has happened today.
So I have 8 books this week.
Oh,
and
we're talking about comics, aren't we?
Yeah. And hello to Santiago. Cool. Watching from Argentina. Thank you for watching, man. All right. I have 8 books this week and this is the bottom of the pile. Not because it's bad, but I've read the previous issues, but I didn't get a chance to read this one, so I'm assuming it's gonna be more of the same prism. Um, a book that wants to be an anime, but is just too kind of not. It's not preachy, but like I said, it's just kind of like there. Um, I don't know. Like I said, the best way to describe this book is that if you're gonna have a book that's about people who are gonna go play on a rock show in space to save the Earth, it should definitely be an anime or an '80s cartoon. It should not be in comic book form. It's just really weird seeing this. But I originally picked this up because one, it's a new Blaze book series, and also because it reminded me of my friend Skip. This is something he'd probably pick up, and yeah. But honestly, I'll probably sell these. This is issue 6 when I get done reading through all of them. But I don't know. It was an interesting concept, but it wasn't that great of a story. It's kind of a dud. It's you say it's kind of needs auto tune to fix it. But there's your Geekeasy joke. What's up, Joe? You saying maybe it was a comic that was pitched as a cartoon and got rejected? Possibly. The fact that anything, is able to get in a comic book form, as far as Kickstarters nowadays, it's sometimes I'm glad that some things don't get pitched as cartoons, but the problem is that the things that are getting pitched and getting accepted are the wrong ones. Anyway, my number 7 for this week is The Agent. Also get a chance to read this. This is the second book I didn't get a chance to read, but I've been getting these the Shield covers. It's a story I've actually been enjoying. It's a French comic book. It's basically this girl finds out finds out is that that she has magic going through her blood. Like she's sorcery as far as like she's through her lineage she's a witch. And she's actually a cop in France. She goes takes down a normal bust and thinking that's what he was. But then the guy takes his weed and then sprays it. She starts coughing. Everyone else is basically like has amnesia, has no idea what's going on. The guy runs off. The last couple of issues, her team gets killed. She met this guy, basically who knows about he's not a natural witch, but he has he's able to do certain spells, and he's from basically an underground society. Basically, they're warring different covens. And they're trying to stop this killer, the guy from the very first issue. And she took out her team now. She's basically teamed with him to try to track him down, bring him to justice. And meanwhile, meeting all the new people who are coming in here. So, like I said, it's an interesting topic, but I wish it was executed better. And now, Breen, you kind of dropped off of this after like the first issue or something.
No, I'm still. I actually read that. And,
oh, you did? Okay, yeah. I thought you told me that you were kind of like, eh.
I said I wish the book was as good as the homage covers.
Yeah, well, you're right. We all do. I mean, can we get Steranko to come back and just start doing some of the covers?
Yeah, fortunately, Mark's getting more out of it than we are, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's just like on the cusp. It's just I don't know. Something's just not quite clicking for me yet. And
yeah,
after 4 issues, I'm gonna finish it. But
I mean, freaking wolves attacking them now. So, like I said, that's been the theme since the last issue. I said I enjoy it, Mark. It's just not like as exciting or fast paced as I'd want it to be. Honestly, with the main guy looking like Keanu Reeves, the helper, I would rather have Keanu Reeves if he's gonna do anything magic. Keep him away from Constantine. Put him on The Agent. Do that. But fun book though, and it's $3.99 for that cover. Or the main cover, or actually no, it isn't the main cover. That's the variant. That's the thing cool about this. And Blaze doesn't charge you $1 more for their variants, unlike some other companies. All right, get into one I actually did read this week. That's my number 6. The North Valley Grimoire by Blake Northcott. This is the last. It's the final issue of this series. Basically, for her friend was created this grimoire. She learns out there's a here's a secret underground government agency called Father Vision that deals with magic, and their company, basically their outfit, has been putting technology with or basically weapons with as far as magic goes. So he has like magic bullets and stuff like that, and all that weird stuff. He's cursed. He wants to get hold of the grimoire that her friend created, so he can basically die. He's immortal, and he just wants to, he's sick of it. He's just, he'll get an arm or limbs chopped up, and he cannot die, and he just hates it. So he has his own kind of means. She discovers the grimoire and starts accessing the power. It's kind of like if Blake Northcott was running like a Buffy, or not a Buffy, but kind of similar. The only thing missing is the rest of the Scooby Gang. But it's kind of basically, it's pretty good for teens. Decent book. Art is fantastic in here. But of course, there's always villains and stuff. I mean, like, so you get astral projection, blood magic, all that stuff. Very, very. I don't know. It's hard to describe it. As I said, it's not like an overall. It is serious. There's some humor in there, but does that guy regrow his limbs? Well, he gets his arm chopped off, and he has like nanites in his body, but he also other than that, he's also cursed too. So he has a healing factor, but I don't think it grows back like Wolverine though. Somehow, I mean, they didn't really show it, but I don't know. Buffy meets Bond meets the X-Files. In a sense, kind of that. Yeah. It says in the back here says by Mark Millar and Brian Edward Hill, and then Dan Panasian. Mark says, I love this book. Blake Northcott is seamlessly shifted, generous, and proving that she's a master in magic and fantasy as if she was in science fiction. Don't pick this up unless you're prepared to not put it down. And then Brian Edward Hill says, there is a compelling new protagonist in Callista Scott and a powerful new voice and author, both Blake Northcott. So, magic, James Bond, Buffy, kind of. Anyway, that was my other ones. As I said, this was the back issue I got, second printing cover. So, all right, on to my top 5. Number 5, the cover is clickbait. He's not in the book whatsoever. Shocker, right? Actually, no, it's Maker, but I want to like this. I like Brian Edward Hill, but so far it's in the middle where it's supposed to be as far as the books come out. Like Ultimate Spider-Man's the best, then this, and then the Peach Momoko book is at the end of the bottom. But basically, so there's a spy in Wakanda that's leaking information to the villains, Khonshu and I forgot what the other one was, but anyway, yeah. So basically, the whole issue is that they learn there's a spy in there. We get to see some cool art, but other than that, it's not a really compelling story to me. It's just not gripping me. I don't know if I'll stay on it or not. But he does go see like this witch lady. You'll see in the book later, but I'm not gonna show it. But she's like a spiritual advisor, and she says like you're gonna meet a woman. She's gonna give you a child, a woman of light. You're gonna meet her. Your destiny is to be with her. And in the book, it's Storm that shows up, and he's like, it's a woman of light, even though he's already married. He has a queen. So speculation that the spy that's in Wakanda is probably the T'Challa's wife or queen, Okoro or whatever, or Okoro. But yeah, and I mean I don't think it's it. I think it is. I think it's the other. They're going with Killmonger. Killmonger is going to be like the villain probably in this series because that's normally what they do. But it was okay book. Like I said, like it just doesn't capture the same feeling I get, when I read Ultimate Spider-Man. And it's not because it's a black character or anything like that. I'm not like Zach. I do like Brian Underhill on Blade. It's been fun. I just don't care for Black Panther, and I don't know what it is. I just kind of find him boring. And this is basically him just kind of doing a lot of nothing. He's not really going out and fighting anybody. He mostly does. He goes out and his ship crashes, and that's about it. He's just gonna go figure out why this part of Africa, why there's no bird circulating. I figure that's what the enemy home base. He's gonna go spy on them. And his ship crashes. Yeah, but oh yeah. The other speculation people were saying like maybe Shuri is a spy and she wants to take over Wakanda. But I mean, she does make all his tech. So if she leaves, and becomes a villain, he's kind of screwed. But all right, my number 4 for this week. Was actually kind of get better. Second issue of Thundercats. For those who were actually a fan of the show and remember watching the cartoon, this will probably appeal more to you because it really feels like the cartoon back in the day. Mumra basically trying to plan a trap for Lionel because the sword of Omen's broken. He basically wants to get hold. He still wants to get hold of the sword. He basically the Chitara and Tiger and Panther will come across this girl who was in the crash mutant ship from the last issue and bring her back. Lionel is instantly smitten by her, and they're kind of worried about this. The other cool thing is we get to see like the mutants are wandering around the desert. They come across the pyramid, started getting pulled in the sand. So he was called Snarf, not Snuff. That's a different kind of film. It's actually starting up pretty nicely. Like I said, it's decent art and it's faithful to the cartoon. A little bit of the changes here and there, but if you were a Thundercats fan, recommend getting this.
If you really want to get into specialty movies, you can have the Snurf Snuff movies.
Did you really think that through before you said it? You just kind of like, what? I gotta make that joke.
Do you need to ask that question?
Sometimes I do because I want to have some sanity in this chat here. But anyway, number 3 is Green Lantern. Backup issue was actually not that bad. Didn't mind it as much. It wasn't horrible. It was okay. It was there.
Is that the regular cover?
This is the incentive cover. I got it because it was $10 versus normally.
How much now?
$10 for this.
Wow,
It's just cheap for a variant cover or incentive cover. Because originally I got stuck with this cover, which was cover B, because they didn't have cover A. So I spent a little more on that book, but it's okay because it's Jeremy Adams. That's kind of the reason I was getting it. This is the original cover by Steve Beach, who makes him look like he's the Gipper again. The guy's a bad artist. I just don't see why the appeal with him. I see all these covers, but yeah. So basically, a lot of breathtaking art in this from Zeranico, and there's gonna be some spoilers. If you haven't read this, then you might want to tune out for a second. But meets his old pal is Tom, as is pointed out by Breen when we're doing the top 5. It said this is his old friend from the comic books, the one who basically worked on his plane for him, and they kind of do a recap in this too. He said he got a dream by one of the Guardians and said he has to go to this place. So he left his kids, his wife, and traveled to which appears like the center of the earth. And of course, it's really cool about this because they find Earth, this whole entire time, has had his own Green Lantern battery as a backup plan in case something happens with the Green Lanterns get corrupt over on Oa. So that's why Hal's been having his problems, as far as the powers, because he had a fake ring. So he's actually forward to get a new ring, and he has new rings for all the rest of the Green Lantern on Earth. So now he's supercharged and he's gonna leave Earth. And like I said, the art is just fantastic. And yeah, this is Breen's greatest fear. He's leaving Earth. But like I said, look at that art though. That is just fantastic. I love this.
I did like the travel scene. That was pretty impressive.
It was just excited. Just everything. You know, except this whole entire book is just fun. You should be reading this if you're not reading it. Anybody who's out in the chat. But yeah, and then the backup story. If you want to see a little bit of the backup story, backup story had more cartoonish art. I'll let Breen point out if Breen, you read this as far as this book.
I haven't read it yet.
Okay. I'll say the ending for you. You can let me know what you think of the ending because I kind of took the. This is basically the ending of the main story. This brought it down from a 5 stars to 4.5 because I hated who showed up.
What? Who showed up in the main story?
Yeah, at the end.
JoJo Mullen's fine ass. Said, "Get in the car. Let's go look for checks."
Yeah. Come with me if you want to live.
What you're saying is, Jeremy Adams put a check in it and made her lame and gay.
Who knows? Well, he's writing her. Maybe she'll be better.
Well, she's still gonna be gay.
Well, so far there's been no mention of her being gay. But anyway, basically the Jessica Cruz story served to see what's going on as far as the rest of the Lanterns, and Jessica Cruz goes undercover thanks to the other help, and now basically she's gonna help them from the inside.
Hey, but maybe JoJo Mullen's fine ass and Hal can go meet up with Teen Lantern, and she can lecture him for the next issue.
No, I don't know. The one backup story I want to see, they aren't showing the one with Guy Gardner going out after Lobo. I want to see that, or at least maybe
that's in the next 2 issues.
That's his DC. The next issue is going to be Guy Gardner going out with Lobo.
No. All right.
Don't give them ideas.
Number 2 for the week. Peter David's back, and he's got a symbiote Spider-Man. I can finally read this character again because it's not freaking Steve Orlando anymore. Oh, God, he's an awful writer. Yeah. Here's some of the art inside. So basically, for those, if you said it says symbiote Spider-Man, so if you hate symbiotes, you're probably not going to want to pick this up because it has to do with Venom from 2099 going after Miguel from Spider-Man 2009 and wanting to bond with him. But a lot of humor with Peter David. It's got the humor, exploding. It's kind of like if you remember Blade Runner, or some of the Batman Beyonds, how they had the flying motorcycle cars, and that's in the cartoon stuff. And he's like, and I love how he says, like, he's like when he's fighting against him, he's like, by the way, did you not know about when a writer bails on a cycle as a security measure, it blows up? He's like, what? Caught him off guard. So that was kind of funny. But Miguel is in charge of Alchemax for some reason. This takes place right after issue 40, in the early 40s of the original series. So it's it's not like it's like a brand, not connected whatsoever. They did connect it. Let me see here. And this is the guy who's supposed to be like the Eddie Brock of the future, I guess. Tron something, whatever. But usually he looks that way because Miguel beat the shit out of him last time when he dropped him off before prison. He broke out of prison looking like that. Yeah. Yeah, Miguel's kind of a dick. So, I mean, I don't know if he really was in the original series, but I imagine he probably is. They're not trying to connect it to the movie verse. But like I said, I had fun with this. Oh yeah, and Punisher shows up. That's the one thing I never really liked about the 2009 series. Is like, there's a Punisher, really? Why would there be a Punisher? He's not. And as far as I know, he's not really related to anything. But he wants to get revenge for his brother that was killed, and his brother's wife, who apparently he had a thing for. Who kind of looks a little bit like Maria. But he gets over his head, and yeah, he's a one-off character. But Yeah, so, yeah, exactly. Right, basically picking right up where you left on the original series. I didn't get all the way through. I probably read about 12 issues of the original series. I think there was 40. But number one, if you're not reading this, you're missing out. This is probably the best book of the week or best of the year so far for me. It could be because of nostalgia, but I think it also combined with the fact that the Jenny Warren Johnson's art on here too has been awesome. He does the cover in here too, the detail and battle damage there. Heavy spoilers in this issue. As far as going on, as far as the characters. What's up, Zach?
Yo,
Zach. I'll let you go into spoiler detail on this if you want to. I'm just gonna say
you're not spoiling it. What have you spoiled tonight? Have you used up your spoilers?
I showed Green Lantern.
Okay.
Yeah, but I haven't. As far as this.
Okay.
I haven't really showed anything from the inside, but
okay. I can talk about it.
I'll just show the second opening pages. Yeah, so people deal with the artists. I had fun with this, man. I know that you and Fru apparently had problems following this, or at least you did. Got confused. You had to read it twice.
Not a problem following it. It's just some of the artwork it just seemed a little, I don't know, some of it seemed confusing to me. Like I would have to go back and look at certain panels trying to figure out what exactly happened. Some stuff wasn't super clear.
I don't know. I guess I didn't have the issue, but one shall stand, one shall fall. Really hits heavy in this when you figure out what that really means in this, because we think of the movie, it's him versus Megatron, and the one who falls was Prime. So you're like, oh crap! So is Prime gonna die? We know the Matrix was kind of like Chamber Matrix was basically on its last spark. Man, heart-wrenching issue. We might have to go over this, do an action comic stream on the Geeky Puppet Show and just go over this book. It is just fantastic. Oh man. But yeah, Prime versus Devastator, someone dies, not gonna say who. And it's just overall the artwork, storytelling, the moves, the body slams, the wrestling moves in here was just awesome. And I'd rather listen to someone talk for this 20 minutes about this and then listen to Rock talk about Cody's dog any day. But yeah, fantastic book, number one.
Is that a wrestling reference?
So you're not a Cody crybaby?
What? I hate The Rock, dude. The Rock.
No, I'm just saying you're not a Cody crybaby.
I hated like I said, as far as The Rock goes, I like the original Rock. I had the poster back there, but that's back when The Rock was actually entertaining and could still move around. I hate what he's become now. He's become the Hollywood Hogan Rock.
Well,
I understand it's for a thing, but I mean it's
WWE is absolutely annihilating AEW. Ratings went down last night with Sasha Banks, but it's just because like WWE has simplified it to the point to where every little Jimmy, every whatever gravitates towards that, and if that's what people want, great. I said I'm not going to run him down, but it's I don't care.
Yeah. I no problem with Sasha Banks showing up on last night. We already
I'm saying you would think that would have boosted ratings. It didn't at all.
No.
Will Ospreay, better than anybody WWE has ever had wrestling wise. No one cares.
I would love to see Ricochet go or leave the WWE and go over, but
I just want AEW to keep grinding and just stay the course, because if the last time they tried to be more like WWE, that didn't work either, because they're not WWE.
No. One back issue.
I have multiple. No! Oh! I thought we were talking about my back. Oh, okay.
At the gym.
Yeah, it was actually.
So you paid full price on that, or did you?
Yeah, I paid full price. Went to my actual shop. Got it. Because I was looking at in-stock trades. I can get for $30, but I'm gonna have to pay full pay for shipping because they got jack shit on there that I want. To get the free shipping, I didn't spend $60, and I was like, I don't. If I'm gonna spend $60, I can just get it here, my shop.
It's 50, so all you have to do is it's what 33 there, and then you just buy a couple graphic novels and stuff. Boom.
Like I said, they didn't have shit that I wanted. A lot of stuff they had graphic novels, I own in floppy form, or I would avoid them like the play because they were boring to me. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, got it. I thought it was gonna be hardcover, but it's soft cover. So, but I'm happy though. I got it in my hands. That's more important thing than I had to wait. So when is it gonna ship it out? Because free shipping means that you're on the back burner, not priority. But anyway, that's it for this week. What do we got here? Undead Quinn saying these are your books that you got this week. Let's see here. Looks like seven books. Wait, all right. His number 7 this week was North Valley Grimoire. I think it was pretty standard, even if it took 6 months to finish. It was a Kickstarter book, which I mean, and I was shocking that actually got put onto a publisher and brought to the store. Whatnot Publishing has actually been pretty decent. Number 6 was Weatherman, which I just didn't know existed until I saw it this week. It says it's rock bottom after the events of the last issue. Fish flies. Yes. All right. I'm sorry if I'm not going over in depth in your whole entire comment. I'm just trying to find the title so we can move along. Number 4 was Dark Ride. Number 11. Number 3 was I Hate Fairyland. Number 12. His number 2 was Batman Dylan Dog. Number 1, which I did read, and I found it boring. But I don't know. Apparently, it's a real character. That is of an Italian character, a supernatural detective. It's basically, it seems like a John Constantine knockoff.
That's what I was told, and he has Groucho Marx as an assistant, and they were doing something like that before, and they had to change the assistant. But that's what I was basically told.
Do you have to reserve trades or omnis? What do you mean by that, Glenzer? On the in-stock trades, or do you mean like as far as my shop? My shop, one shop, it's a bigger box store because they sell manga there, so they have more money. Because the one other shop does not sell manga, and he only has enough money for the books he buys and just do trade stuff. So he hates manga and will not carry it. He's a curmudgeon.
That's rude.
He's a curmudgeon. Yeah, he has everything else though.
I don't like Magna. I mean Magna.
Well, I don't like Magna either. She's a horrible X-Men.
That was Magma.
Who cares?
I like Magma actually.
Anyway, but as far as reserving trades, like I said, the one big shop he already has it, and at the little shop, he's iffy about ordering stuff, so I just go to the other one because I get the books every time I order from them. So I said it's a joy having the one shop that's about 20 minutes away from me, and then it's in this, and the other shop is basically same direction but just off to the side instead of going forward. So I literally during direct the line, I can just go back to the second one on the way back, because that one opens at noon, and then when I go to the beginning, it opens at 11. So I'm able to just hit 2 shops within like not even a couple mile or 2 away from each other. So anyway, who's the next sacrificial lamb?
I can go. I only have 3, so.
Good night.
See ya. All right.
I'm never gonna stop using that joke.
No, and it's kind of funny.
Kind of.
My shop is only
kiss my ass.
My shop is only like 3 blocks from here, but it opens at noon our time, which I've always found annoying. But so I have 3. Number 3 being And one of the things about this is, look how thick it is. It's about 800 pages, and it's only $4.99.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah,
the art wasn't super fantastic, but if they would actually, have stuff like this for the regular things, I think they might actually sell better. I mean, but I doubt it. But
you know what would have been better team up? Batman and Nightman. Because he could play. Because on the cover there, you'd have Nightman from Malibu playing the saxophone.
don't know Nightman from Malibu.
You don't know Malibu Comics?
Isn't that the one with the?
He's the one that had the red glowing eye. He had a TV show in the early '90s. He's on like a Warner Brothers, whatever it's called, WB.
No.
And he had the costume, and he played saxophone at nighttime using his own club. And then he had like the hot rod that he drove.
No, that actually sounds kind of interesting though.
He only went for one season.
Did you see? Speaking of prices for books, did y'all see the new Al Ewing, the Thor trade paperback, like the volume 1? It's only 5 issues. It's a little itty bitty trade paperback. It's like $30-something.
Of course.
It's like double what a Mark Millar trade paperback costs. It's crazy.
And probably half as good.
Probably less than half. I think half is generous for Al Ewing.
All right. What's your next book they got there?
Number 2. Batman and Robin number 7.
Hey, that book's still going.
Hey, nice.
It turns out that I missed number 6, the one with Zaz and Son. So I have a 6 in my pull box.
Don't feel bad. I missed it too, and so did Zach.
I dropped it from my pull list because of the 3 books he's writing for DC. I thought Batman and Robin was not as great as Superman and Green Arrow.
Yeah,
but
I
might get the trades when the trades come out.
This is actually pretty good, and I find it quite enjoyable. And,
nice. I like the idea of putting Batman and Damian back together again. So
yeah,
I may get it when the collection comes out.
just don't like the art. I hate the heck to get a crossover with Gotham War. That's what drives me nuts.
I've dropped Batman. I finally dropped Detective, and this is the only Batman thing I'm reading. And it's actually it's kind of really good to see the relationship with those two. It makes it enjoyable. They aren't going off and doing all these psychedelic trips like what Ram V is doing in Detective, and they aren't having the city being taken over every other issue. That's not having the Joker like it is in Batman and all that. So it's just kind of a fun story.
Hey Jeff, I was on a phone call. Can you start over?
Do you want me to?
All right, let's go back from the beginning. I'll start over.
All right.
Bye, everybody. It was nice
There you go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Geeky Puppet Show. Today we're here for what? For what?
What? What?
What?
All right, and number 1.
For what? For what?
Oh my gosh, he has a soundbite.
Would be number 9, Green Lantern.
Those gams.
Yes, that's one of the reasons I bought it.
Those Barbie gams.
Yeah, Jesse Ventura would say, "She's on Rubber Leg Street, McMahon."
I have mixed feelings about the body. Great actor.
He's
But
on
the legs
Kennedy.
are okay though.
He's on Kennedy's short list to be VP.
Yeah, that and Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, Eloise.
But, this is a really good series. I've never really been a really super big Hal Jordan fan, but someone told me this is a good series, and I started picking it up from number 1, and I've been enjoying the hell out of it. So,
I heard that the Silver Age was pretty good too.
But
we actually read that.
John's run.
We read the Gardner Fox Silver Age issue number 1 here, and that's at over 100 views. I was shocked.
But yeah, I like this, but it's really kind of a short week this week, which I'm really kind of glad because I didn't need.
Yeah, I am too. It was short for me also. But I'm also glad it was a short week because money.
Yes. We
So you're
all
short
can't-
on money and short on the time.
and
Yes, on both. That is true.
at 5'7", also short in height.
And
There's all-
food and life. So all right. I guess you're gonna go next.
Sure. I can go next. Why not? So yeah, what I got this week, I got, first of all, finally got my printing of Ultimate Wrestling number 1. And I got number 2 also. Not a bad story. I liked it. It's not something that's like, oh my gosh, they did that. Like, not really. But it was cool. I enjoyed it. Nothing. No
Kind
white
of like
man bad. No colonizer quips. It was a good story so far. I like it so far.
It kind of felt like a nothing burger for being an Ultimate Black Panther. It's supposed to be. I mean, I love Brian Underhill, but it just kind of felt lackluster.
Okay.
I mean,
you also like Gardner Fox Green Lantern, so which is like wordy and everything.
And oh my gosh, wow, Zach,
don't make me get the butt. Never mind.
It's on my tagline.
You do not, son. Listen to me, son.
Okay, Pa.
You do not disparage the Silver Age to prop up the modern age.
I'm not disparaging the Silver Age.
Yes, you were.
I'm disparaging RDD's taste.
You said, well, that's the same thing because he is a student of the Silver Age. And you said, well, you like Gardner Fox Green Lantern. So just
easy, really? I'm here, dude. You can just say that to my face. You don't have to type it in the chat.
In fact, listen, why don't you take one of those apples, stick in your mouth, because
turn that son of a bitch
just see and just be seen and not heard.
Turn that. I want you to shine them real nice. Turn that son of a bitch
sideways. Stick it up your candy apple ass.
Your Rudy Pooty candy hands.
I actually don't like candied apples. I don't like the caramel. Gets stuck.
Well, that just fit the
After Zach's comment, I kind of have to take a smoke too, probably.
All right, I picked up this. This is the finale of the Sandman Wesley Dodds miniseries from Robert Venditti and Riley Rossmo. Good ending. I really liked it. The ending it's like a little cameo. They bring in Sandy Hawkins, Diane's nephew. He meets Wesley for the first time. It's a neat little cameo they put in. Of course, the final page, they have the JSA show up. It's almost like the Iron Man 1 in credits scene. We're going to talk to you about the JSA initiative or something. But it was cool. It was very well written, the whole issue. I liked it a lot. I highly recommend it. If you hadn't been reading this, Breen's got something to say.
You know what made that last scene absolutely suck?
The art?
No. Look where Alan Scott is on that page.
On the far right.
All the way over there, aloof, like he wants to be anywhere else, and we all know where he'd rather be right now, which means that the Tim Sheridan version is the version of Alan Scott now. And that's more shit.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that vibe from that last picture.
You didn't have to, but it doesn't change the fact that that's what they were doing. Because remember, he doesn't want to be on the team. He got forced to being on the team. He'd have rather been out picking up dudes.
He's smiling. Well, my camera's not going to pick it up, but he looked like he was happy to be there.
Dude, why wasn't he with the rest of the team? Just saying.
What was weird to me was that the Thunderbolt is there and there's no Johnny Thunder.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I said he could have been down there with the rest of them.
Now the thing that ruined it for me, look how they drew. Look how Riley drew my boy. Look at that. What is that?
Your boy?
Well, for one thing, Riley can't draw. So the fact that you could even tell it was your boy, take the win.
Is Lightning with Thunderbolt?
What do you mean?
Thunderbolt and Lightning?
No, this is Thunderbolt from the pen, the CU, the genie guy. Go back to your smoke, Geekeasy. Go back to your smoke.
No one else caught that he said my boy.
My boy.
Zach, you like using that term boy a lot?
No, it's like
really. Even I'm gonna let that one go.
Yeah, dude. Just because you don't have something I've learned, you don't have to say every joke just because it pops in your head.
And I didn't even go there on that one.
Well, you're wearing a white shirt and you're saying it.
It's not white. It's like beige.
In Venkman's defense, Jeff, I'm going to go on a limb and say you didn't think of it. Because I've yet to see a bad joke you wouldn't go to the head of the line to make.
Oh, trust me, there's been a couple of them I haven't made, but you're basically right on that one.
Oh boy. Yeah, I got the ugly one, the ugly cover. My shop did not get the really cool variant cover that I saw RDV has, and now I'm jealous of him about. But overall, I really liked the beginning. I liked the thing with you talked about this, RDV?
A little bit. I didn't go much over it in a lot, but I just showed the giant lantern thing.
I like this. Yeah, I kind of like that. The Guardians kind of like they hit a power battery on Earth as like a failsafe.
A failsafe that's not by Chip Zdarsky?
Yeah, I kind of dug that. And then they got Tom, Hal Jordan's friend, to like guard it until it was needed. I kind of like that storyline. I thought it was pretty cool. The Sam Humphries, Jessica Cruz backup story wasn't terrible. The art could have been better. God, it was like reading the Sinister Sons backups all over again. But the story itself was actually pretty good. I'm kind of bummed they didn't go the let's make Jessica a Yellow Lantern thing route, because I did like that when they did it. But it wasn't bad. For what it was, I enjoyed it.
What does that say about somebody's art when you're criticizing it on the same day that you read a book drawn by Riley Rossmo?
It doesn't say good things about it. But anyway, my number one book I did get this week. It is Transformers number 6. Yeah, like I had mentioned, a little earlier, I don't know that I would say this is Daniel Warren Johnson's best artwork on this one. Like I said, there were some panels I read through. I kind of had to go through 2 or 3 times to like understand what was going on. Some of it just didn't seem clear to me. The colors and everything are really nice. Also, some of them, I don't know, the lines, they seem like extra heavy here. I don't know. That just kind of took me out of it a little bit. But overall, though, it was a great issue. It was a great confrontations, stuff with Cliff Jumper and what's the girl's name? Carly.
Oh yeah,
that was really cool. Devastator, Optimus fighting Devastator was really cool. A lot of great action moments in here.
Dude, I was scared.
Optimus is close to death, and they're like, he's gonna die. He actually removes. Okay, so RDV gave me reins to spoil. So RDV's on death's door. Not you, RDV. Optimus is on death's door.
Say it ain't so.
And Ratchet's like he's gonna die, and Optimus finally takes out the Matrix of leadership. You can see it's kind of fizzling. It's about to go out. So, what's the kid's name? Is it Spike?
Spike is a kid. Sparky is a dad.
Sparky's the dad. So Sparky, Spike's dad, he's been with Optimus this whole time while his kid's in the hospital. And he sees what's going on. He knows the score. He knows the situation. The beginning of the issue, there's like this whole flashback he's having of his other son, I guess when he's in the military, his other son who had passed away. And, so the dad's like taking all this into account. And what he does is he sacrifices himself. Basically, we find out that a human can jump into the Matrix of Leadership like it's a pool and basically sacrifice himself to recharge the Matrix of Leadership. So that's what he does. He says, take care of my son, protect my son, and then he goes into the Matrix. He sacrifices himself, goes into the Matrix, supercharges it, and then they put it back in Optimus's chest, and he comes back to life, and it's got like a round 2. So that was a very emotional story in this issue. It was very good. Daniel Warren Johnson, I think, really excels with this type of storytelling. But yeah, that was great. The Carly and Cliff Jumper stuff was also fun because they're both, there's this line where Carly's like, we're both small, because Cliff Jumper, he's like smaller than Bumblebee. It's like, we can't fight Constructicons, so we got to be smart. There's this really cool scene where they actually set up a Transformer-sized gun for Carly, the human girl, to shoot. I think it's Starscream, like shoot him in the face. Really, really cool issue overall. Like I said, lots of action, lots of great character moments here, development for Optimus and Sparky and Carly, just really cool stuff. Optimus, I like also how they make Optimus. He's a pacifist, but he's not a pacifist like Wonder Man used to be, where he's like, I'm just not going to fight anyone. Optimus is like, I want peace, but I'm also not a moron. So like Soundwave comes at him or Shockwave comes at him, like, because Optimus is trying to make peace with Shockwave, and then he's like, I'm not a moron, dude. And then he just like deflects an attack or counters an attack from Shockwave. So that was really cool. It was really well written. And then the story ends with Spike in the hospital. He wakes up and he can't talk, but he writes on a notepad. He's like, where's my dad? Because he's just now coming out of this coma. So I am glad Daniel Warren Johnson is staying on as the writer, because I feel like if they went with a different writer after this first arc, I don't think they would be very good. I think you would be able to see the seams in that transition. I am curious about this new artist, Jorge Corona, coming in. I'm very curious to see how he does. I want to see some previews of that. But yeah, overall, I think this was a very good, very solid wrap up to the first story arc. I really enjoyed it. I did get a trade this week, and then I also got something else in the mail today. For trades, I got another one for my Millerverse collection. This is Reborn from Mark Millar with art by Greg Capullo.
Did you get Chrononauts yet?
Oh yeah, I've had Chrononauts 1 and 2 for a while. I've had those.
Are those trades or is it just single issues?
In trades. I have almost all of Miller's books I have in trades, except for Ambassadors, Nightclub, and Big Game. And even those I want to get trades for.
You got the space one?
Which space one? I have
Empress?
I Sharky and the Bandit.
I think it was Empress.
No, I don't have that. Yes, no, I have Empress.
Okay.
I have
that's my favorite out of all the books he's written. I mean,
I've got Sharky the Bounty Hunter. I've got Huck. I've got Empress. Don't laugh. Sharky the Bounty Hunter. It's Mandalorian before Mandalorian was a thing.
There's a reason why I'm laughing, because you should know that this movie is called Sharky's Machine.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Burt Reynolds.
Starlight was another space one. Starlight was pretty good too.
Starlight's my favorite.
Starlight was really good.
Before he grew up and started doing really, really good stuff in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. And then I've got the first Prodigy book, and I've got both of the Chrononauts and the first Magic Order. So I need to get the second Prodigy, and I need to get more Magic Orders. But this one's pretty cool. This is about a woman who dies, and when she dies, she wakes up in this weird fantasy world. It's like fantasy sci-fi world. And she finds her dad who had died on Earth. He gets like reincarnated here. And they have to, if I'm reading this right, they have to go on a quest to find her husband, who was murdered in real life and then is now in this world. So yeah, looking forward to reading this one. This is the one, if you read Big Game, at the very end of Big Game, when what's his name from Wanted wakes up. What's his name? Is it Wesley?
Wesley Crusher, Wesley. It was Wesley. I don't think it was Crusher. Wesley Crusher is from Star Trek.
that's Crusher. Yeah, no. But at the very end of Big Game, this is where the guy from Wanted wakes up and he just gets off. In
spoilers for anybody who hasn't read Big Game.
You're right. I shouldn't do spoilers. I'm just talking about. I'm spilling my guts about Transformers, and I shouldn't spoil other stuff. Anyway,
you shouldn't. We don't spoil the Mark Millar books because they're
we don't spoil Millar. Okay, so there's certain writers we won't spoil from this point going forward, but there are other writers that we will.
The books that should be spoiled from now on are the books that we hate. If I have to read it, you have to look at it.
Daniel Warren Johnson, then, because you just
did you hear what I said? From this point on.
Oh, from this point on. Okay. I missed this point on. Okay. Last thing I got. Literally showed up in the mail today. I was wondering when I would get it. I got no notification from the post office.
Cease and desist?
No. Black Ops. This is volume number 6 from Iconic Comics. This is the Black Ops, Common America, Soul Finder, Tomorrow Girl, just every comic character they could come up with, Rags, all of it crossed over into one book. Really, really good. I read the PDF months ago, but this is phenomenal. Really great storytelling.
I passed on that one.
You passed on this one?
I passed on that one.
Ah, dude, this one's good though, man.
I have all the Rags books.
This one's fantastic.
So
they got the Matthew Weldon art in here for like half of it. It's really, really cool.
Oh, Suicide Squad's in that?
No, it's a shark guy from Punchline.
Oh, another book I didn't read.
From I forget who the writer. I want to say it's Bill Willingham. I could be wrong. Might be Bill something else. But yeah, really, really fun book. If you have the opportunity to get it.
I don't think the Fable guys were writing Punchline. That's somebody else.
Rags.
Yes.
The tactical uniform hoodie. Yeah, just a lot of fun. Colorful, vibrant. The cheesecake on the back and all throughout the book. So really, really cool. Also got the calendar that goes with it, but I'm not going to go through all the months of the calendar.
Tim doesn't come around much anymore, does he?
Well, I haven't reached out much. Mark's never been on the channel. Tim has.
Yeah, Mark was never. Yeah, it was always Tim. Yeah, but he's also. I mean, they're going through. They're getting comics made and stuff.
I mean, we all said it.
Yeah, he used to like pop in just to say, listening while I work. And
that's true. That's true.
We had G.I. Rabbit on the channel once too.
Because remember, every time he'd come on and England team would go, "Hi, Ron."
I know. I mean, they like my Twitter posts or some whenever from time to time. So I know that they see stuff on social media.
All right, gentlemen.
Oh, I don't have any monologue time. I don't.
How did you do that? How did you yell without moving your mouth? He's a wizard.
I only picked up 2 books. They've already been talked about. I did get Shudder. Did you get that thing?
No, I did not.
Just or not get it, or are you?
I didn't know it was coming out.
Yeah. So I'll just say, for anybody that would care, I will be on the Comic Book Aficionados this week.
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
Very cool.
Alrighty.
So now you can.
Next week I will have a lot more books. I'm looking at League of Comic Geeks. I have 9 books on my pull list for next week.
The big mechanic kind. Yeah, it's a short week for me. My books are coming out next week.
Yeah, next week's the big one.
What's coming out next week?
We got World's Finest, Batman and Superman. We got Cobra Commander. We got G.I. Joe, Real American Hero. Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong.
1 for 4.
Justice Society of America. Superman.
Did you see that the 11th issue of Justice Society, the solicits, have been canceled?
It's been postponed, I guess is the more accurate term.
I don't know if they'll finish it because he left. I mean, he's not at DC anymore. So
I heard that his contract is still on. It just hasn't run its course yet.
Yeah,
it hasn't ended yet.
And if the books are already finished,
But I know Ghost Machine.
I don't know that they are.
Yeah, I know with Ghost Machine, I know they're all exclusive. Everybody there is exclusive to Ghost Machine.
Other news was that Jeremy Adams announced this morning or last night announced that he basically had tried pitched 3 different titles, for comic books and IPs, and it was turned down. So he might be thinking about doing a Kickstarter book, which I definitely would support. Of course, on the same day I saw our Debbie Downer. He's married to Amanda Connor. Jimmy Palmiotti was saying, people don't realize doing a Kickstarter book is hard because no one wants to promote it. You're supposed to promote it.
Wait a second. Who did Jeremy Adams pitch books to?
He didn't say.
He didn't say. But I'm speculating it might have been DC. Maybe he wanted to do some IP stuff. So who knows?
Well, we'll know when if they come out.
He said creator stuff. So
yeah.
So honestly, that's something to look forward to. See what he does outside of the DC. Because I want to see. What does he do outside of the big 2? What is he going to do as far as books? Because right now, I love he's writing cool IPs, but I want to see what he can create up on his own.
Well, he also wrote those Mortal Kombat movies too.
Yes, but those are popular IPs.
I think, and then he did say to somebody that he wanted to write some Mortal Kombat comic books.
Oh my gosh, he said there's a lot of stuff he wants to do. I think what he said, what did he say? Like, it was like a Superman or something story he wanted to do or something like that. It was like
Wonder Woman. He wanted to write Wonder Woman. He had an idea for Shazam.
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
I was like, dude, give him Shazam. Mark Waid's
dude, if he wrote Wonder Woman, I would be scooping up Wonder Woman's left and right if he was writing.
That's not going to happen. Their golden boy is writing Wonder Woman.
Yeah, they
I'm just saying if it.
Did you see that Al Ewing's coming to DC?
Did not know that, but I know he's going to be working on the X-Men books.
No, that's Eve.
That's Eve.
I know. That's just saying.
Al's going. He sent out another post, said, "Hey, I'm gay. So he's on the Pride book.
So you know what's also next week, Breen? James Bond #3.
Nice.
And you know what else got canceled? Punisher.
Well, yeah.
That's
okay. Punisher's coming out next week. Venkman just said so. The James Bond is the Punisher.
Okay.
Yeah,
because Garth Ennis writes one character.
Yes, and I don't care. It's awesome.
Punisher. I know. It's like James Garner played the same guy his whole career. No one cared. That was a great character.
James Garner was pretty good.
Fax limits for next week is Spider-Man 254, and Wolverine #1 is getting another reprint.
Yeah. Undead has brought up said they're doing a celebration of Rachel Pollack. I have no problem. I will pick that up.
Who's Rachel Pollack?
She was the first transgender writer at DC, but never drew attention to it.
Okay, what did she write anything that I would know?
She took over Doom Patrol from Grant Morrison.
Oh, okay.
And she and Joe and she were friends.
Okay.
And
I think I remember reading about her now. Okay.
She had, Carl Barks strips on her nightstand.
Gotcha.
She was a true fan of the hobby.
Yeah. She didn't use her gender identity or whatever.
Right.
There was a really great. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Joe and Rachel are the two perfect examples of what we want in comic books as far as writers goes. Someone who doesn't let who they are, into their stories. They as far as we don't care. They don't because if I'm identifying as a woman now, I'm not going to use that and then write books about transgenders and all stuff. I'm going to write stuff about stuff I love before that, because it's like I'm going to call myself Eric from now on. I'm still going to write the same stuff. I still have the same stuff that I love, and I respect that the people who come out as gay or non-binary or whatever. But as long as your shit stays the same, you're not changing it just because you want to adapt and do other stuff. Like, don't compromise who you are and write shitty books. Like I said, I don't know. I respect the hell out of Joe. Joe doesn't let, because he's gay, Cloud. Well, as far as he doesn't. He's not shallow. He's true to what he likes.
And I get what Undead's saying. Yeah, it's 2024. Of course, they're gonna spotlight that. But she was from a time when there were plenty of women working in comics and it wasn't because they were women.
No,
she wasn't working because she was trans.
Talent.
She was working because she had the talent to do the job. And they said, Joe's a friend of mine, and I like to support his work whenever I can. And since he's got a story in there, I will. Yeah, I wasn't particularly a fan of her work. I didn't like Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol. Yeah. I certainly didn't like the follow-up, but that doesn't mean that she wasn't talented.
What's wrong with Grant Morrison's Final Crisis?
How much time you got?
So many things. That was one of the first big things I read from DC. Like, that was like number 3 on the DC event that I read.
Hobby?
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I had Identity Crisis and Infinite Crisis before that, so
I actually
did all right.
Was about 3/4 of the way through the Final Crisis Omni, and I put it back up on the shelf. I'm,
It was so bad. It was so bad.
I'm gonna try and finish it at some point, but
Oh, when you're trans, the club says pay $6 for men.
You know what? All I gotta say is, Jackson, that must have been an expensive date.
I think it's the other way around though, Jackson, because the girls are typically cheaper than the guys. That is funny though.
Are you learning that in the dating scene?
Yeah, I have learned that at the bars and whatever. It's
Okay,
like,
let me ask you this, Bagman. You're old enough to have been a patron of the bar scene. Have you ever seen a men's night?
that's true. That's true.
I have. They're all women now.
Well, it's like that. Remember the Bud Light commercial when all
yeah.
those all those like really rough looking guys dressed up as women to get into ladies' night,
Yes.
and now look at them.
Bud Light. They're pathetic. Pathetic as all get out.
Think about that's God, it took talent to destroy that brand.
I'm gonna say this: the whole idea for ladies' night, women getting it for free, and then people get upset because all it is women there, and there's no guys showing up because the guys don't want to pay for an hour.
The idea is, if the guys know that all the girls are going to be there, then the idea is that the guys are going to be horny enough to go to the bar and buy drinks for all the women and also for themselves.
Hell yeah, because they're cheaper for guys to go buy drinks for the ladies because they were discounted.
Exactly. I understand the marketing behind it.
I know, but I don't. I don't think guys really are not going to go out of their way to buy a drink for a woman.
Well, now they don't know if they're a woman or if they've got the extra bit between their legs. So
take that out of the equation. The way that guys are treated, or
that too,
or you're automatically a creep.
That too. There's that also.
So that whole thing. It's like, so if you want gender equality, give me guys' night. Market to guys as well.
You want gender equality? Start registering for the freaking draft.
I don't know. I never win.
Wow.
No, we're not talking about the wheel.
Oh. But I love the wheel. The wheel's great.
For the guy next to you.
Story of my life. I sit at a bar and and I like, oh, you want to do a scratch off? Sure. Guy to the right of me wins every single time.
So you're like that. There's a Peanuts cartoon where Charlie Brown goes into the store because he wants his favorite baseball player, Joe Slobotnik.
Yeah.
So he buys 500 packs of bubblegum cards.
Yes.
And he opens them all up. And there's one card in each in this cartoon. He opens up all 500 of them, doesn't get Joe Slobotnik. Lucy goes into the store. 1 pack, please. And she's up and goes, well, what do you know? Joe Slobotnik.
that is pretty much my luck right now too. Yeah, I've never done the lotto thing. I don't go try to buy Pokemon cards to get the one Charizard or whatever. I was like, it's a scam.
My parents convinced me when I was a kid to keep me from gambling. My parents were like, Zach, don't play the lottery because if you lose, you have to pay them the millions of dollars. So for years, I grew up believing that.
Yeah, the money that you paid, that you lose, so you don't win that scratch off, ends up going to the lottery, and some other schmuck wins it.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's how it goes.
Shell Sprock and from the Pebbles and Bam Bam show. Yes, I barely remember that show.
Yeah, he was a black. They drew a black cloud literally over his head. And he would go, wowsy, wowsy, woo, woo. And bad things would happen to him all the time.
I remember, I'm young. I'm actually much old enough now, but I remember when I was younger, they had the Kid Flintstones, where Fred and Barney and all them, Wilma and stuff, they were all teenagers.
Like Muppet Babies, but with the Flintstones.
Yeah. I remember that, and I was just like, "What is this?" It was so weird because they did Scooby Doo, did the same thing. They were all kids again, instead of being like, well, they always were kids, but they made them like 12.
Yeah, they were always kiddos.
Yeah,
which is
I
good
don't,
drive.
like I said, it was just weird to see those cartoons growing up there. And then the Caveman. You guys like Captain Caveman? I made it through half an episode, and I was like,
I loved Captain Caveman.
It's like,
I loved him when he played for the Red Sox. That's what Johnny Damon called himself. Or that's what they called him.
there's a. You guys see? There's a meme going around. There's a Native American dressed in a Redskin shirt, but
I saw that, but it says Caucasians.
Caucasians on symbol.
It was awesome. I saw that.
He's one of those paid leftist shills, kind of like Brooklyn Dad Defiant.
Yeah.
He'll
Oh yeah.
pop up and
Brooklyn Dad Defiant is known for
Yeah.
being at paid show.
yeah.
He's known for being other things too, but they're not.
Well, I am not gonna say that stuff on there.
Didn't he
I'm
try
not
to sell
either.
his kid for crack or something?
Something.
Yeah. He's from Brooklyn. What do you expect?
Yep.
So by
Is
the way,
he really from Brooklyn? That's my thing too. It's like
Watch he moved over from New Jersey or something like that.
he's like
New Yorkers hate being compared to New Jersey. So
shifting gears for a second, after this is over, if you have about 40 minutes to kill, go check out Iggy Pop's latest video. He got a package, and he opens a package with a giant sword.
oh wow,
A real one.
oh nice.
And he just in the middle of this video goes and grabs a wrestling belt and comes and delivers a Macho Man promo. And he does. I mean, it's spot on.
I love Iggy Pop. He was in like the third Crow movie, or second or third Crow movie.
What?
Iggy Pop.
yeah.
The other Pop.
There's also a really cool video I saw today that Wes and Aaron Sparrow did that I really liked.
Aaron broke. I think
Aaron did. He went full doc mode.
He
He went. Yeah, he went.
I
Crazy.
hope he's on Saturday.
What was this about?
I was talking about how corporatism basically kills IPs. It was a really good video. You should check it out.
It is.
Yeah.
I said it's. I know that a lot of people we try to. I'm not one of them. Tries to see the good in things and stuff like that, but and Aaron just that ship has sailed for him, and he's not wrong. Because, like I said, yeah, one word description of the comic book industry right now. The best one word that describes the industry: gay. Cannot be argued. The same, yeah, and you can pretty much, and it's just like
which gay 90s slang? That's gay.
No.
Nope.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing
Yeah.
more important to the comic book industry than the alphabet community. That's all they care about.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well, yeah. I mean, they were talking about not just comics, but like movies and different studios, and how it's like all about these. You have like these chief diversity officers, and like their goal isn't to make a profit or to please the fans. It's to change the entire culture.
I want to point something out. I was saying this 4 or 5 years ago on YouTube before DEI and all those things became known.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what it was like. I don't know why. And well, now we know why.
Yeah.
But it's just like, in 20 years ago, if the dumbass playing Red Sonja had come out and said what she said,
that's who they talked about.
that actress would have been fired,
Yep.
and they'd have moved on, and they would have changed. I said, there's no way in hell that movie won't bomb horribly.
Yeah.
Well,
because it's not made for anybody but DEI.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Whether she said anything at all, it is going to bomb. It's based off Gail Simone's run.
But I said, if you're
No
not
one
going
wants
to
to
put her
see
in the
that shit.
outfit and not going to everything, it's not
she's-
Red
she-
Sonja.
Yeah.
So I did see behind the scenes. I don't know if they've changed it since then. They've reshot it. But that was 2 years ago. I was watching because on Instagram, the people who own the current IP, Red Sonja, the husband and wife, was showing. She was actually in the movie. She was as an extra, and she was showing behind the scenes. They actually showed the outfit. She was in the chainmail bikini.
Well, they've probably changed back from that to please their DEI overlords.
Like I said, it's been 2 years. it was supposed to come out into 2022, or actually, it was filmed in 2022. It was supposed to be in 2023, and it just kind of simpered away. It's gonna be like Batgirl. You're never gonna see it.
But I think
Maybe.
it's like the entire entertainment industry is catering to morbidly obese, unnatural hair colored lesbians who don't like attractive women.
And look at what they're doing right now. They have things where you have to, when you're hiring a crew member to work on movies, they have to have appropriate representation
Yeah.
in the crew and people that's in front of the camera and behind the camera. That's written in the rules. If you want to be considered for an Oscar, you have to have a certain amount of percentage of whatever is for that. It's just it's getting that bad.
Yeah, so I don't know, like in the article about it being women power is it's going to subvert the male gaze, and her come on saying that. That's the same shit she said back 2 years ago. So I mean, it's nothing really new. She's just spouting off what every single female does when it comes out, whether it's Marvel or DC. It's the same trope, and I mean at this point, I rolled my eyes because when I learned it was Gail Simone's run, they were basing it off of. It means that they got rid of the chastity vow, which is pretty much what made the character when she was created. And yeah, I just don't care for it.
Here's the thing,
and it looks like it's going to be the same amount of as bad as the original Bridget Nielsen one. It's on top it'll be book.
But at least that movie had an Arnold cameo.
Yes.
Brigitte Nielsen was hot as a $2 pistol at the time. No one knows who in the fuck Jessica Lutz is.
Jessica Lutz is she played Ghost in the MCU. Ant-Man.
Nobody cares.
Yes.
I said,
Actually, I'm still one of the 3 people I know that like Ant-Man too. I'm gonna hold to that. Man.
Yeah, a movie called Red Sonja needs everything to go right to even be marginally successful. Having the star come out and basically tell the audience that would want to see this movie to go fuck off ain't the way to do it. So this movie is going to be a god awful failure, and of course, men will be blamed for it being a failure, even though men will comprise the vast majority of it. Because, like I said, women don't want this shit either.
2 words: Rachel Ziegler.
Yeah, why not just get her to play her?
Ooh, Street Sharks is returning with retro style figures for the 30th anniversary. Mattel's releasing them. Sorry, I'm looking at CBR. I was looking for whatever. I'm just curious to see what. I don't look at CBR or any of the really much the websites because I normally don't care. It's as Aaron and over on you guys know the Angleton Island Comics. He pointed out since COVID, there really hasn't been any freaking news or comic book news really or anything going on. Everything is just like either rumors or people are upset about something.
Well, the only way to get any news coverage in comics now is gay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Shrek 2 returning to the theaters for the 20th anniversary.
I saw that. Going opening night, baby.
What are you going to opening night for?
Shrek 2.
Yeah.
One of the best sequels ever made.
NCIS, the Los Angeles Hawaii characters confirmed for the 1,000th episode special. 1,000!
1,000 episodes of the NCIS franchise. Yep.
At that point, I'd rather watch One Piece.
Hey,
if I had a choice.
NCIS is still there. Look, they're giving a spin-off to 2 characters that haven't been seen together on screen in like a decade. So I'm excited about that. Okay,
between you and LK, do you think you've covered 800 of the 1,000 episodes?
LA, New Orleans, the regular one. I would say at least 500. I would say at least.
My God, I'd rather make 500 trips to the dentist.
It's fun. It's a fun show. I dig it. It's been a little weird since like most of the main cast left NCIS, the regular one, but
they probably died.
No, they're still alive. Well, one of them did. David McCullum did die. There was him. But then like Gibbs ended up, the actor that played Gibbs left the show. Tony left the show. Ziva left the show. But now Tony and Ziva are getting their own show, apparently.
They've been on so long, even Mark Harmon looks old now.
Mark Harmon looked old from the beginning.
That's because he is old.
Mark Harmon had Dick Clark's Fountain of Youth for decades.
He did. Mark Harmon looked old in that very first appearance on Jag.
Oh. So apparently, Elodie Young, or Elodie Young, the one who played
Elektra.
She wants to be back in the show, but Marvel hasn't really reached out to her. She's telling fans to basically go in line and start a campaign.
I thought she was good.
Yeah,
I liked her Elektra.
Well,
like a lot more than Jennifer Garner.
Like I don't.
They brought back Eldon Miller and what's her name? So Foggy and Karen. Yeah,
okay.
I would say don't bring her back to this season, but the
Deborah
next
Wall.
season, and bring her in. Just.
Well, they're also. I read a different article for Daredevil. Yeah. Apparently, they're supposed to be introducing 3 or 4 transgender characters in Daredevil. How that fits in with the character of a Catholic superhero, I have no idea. It's rumored, but it's not confirmed.
Maybe they are at the maybe they're like being persecuted, and he takes them into the church. And
this is if that's true, this is a crossroads. Yeah, do you want people to watch it, or do you want Slate to slurp it?
You want more?
You can't have both.
She-Hulk popularity.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, can you imagine if She-Hulk came back and they pushed that for another 3 or 4 seasons?
I'm sorry.
What on earth?
That's my reaction to whenever they announce something as far as AMC related.
Oh, speaking of new Marvel projects, did you hear about the guy, the showrunner for X-Men 97?
Yeah, I got canned. I saw that.
Again.
They aren't saying why, but it has to be pretty bad where they S-can him and out. He's done. No comment.
They fired an openly gay showrunner.
That's black.
How bad he fucked up.
That's got to be something really bad going on there.
You know what it is? Maybe he made the show a little bit too conservative.
No, apparently it had nothing to do with what he did on the show. Apparently, I don't know what his first name is. Does anybody know?
I knew yesterday. I couldn't tell you.
Well, maybe. Apparently he sent out a lot of pictures of little whatever that first name is.
Oh,
OnlyFans account.
He did have an OnlyFans. Yep, yeah. I saw that.
Non-X-rated, but
you mean he didn't pull a King and just smack somebody?
No, but
it wasn't a Jonathan Majors thing. No.
And since technically, although you never know by the amount of 50-year-old guys that were focused on one shot of Rogue's ass, it is supposed to be for kids to a degree.
Yeah.
So it was probably a really, really bad look.
So it's like James Gunn, except there were pictures. I don't know if James Gunn did pictures or not. I know he did jokes.
It seems like he's a fan of sending out pictures of Little Richard.
And then there's the bitch doing the Black Panther game.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Hire,
Rigger. Reed Richards finally caught up to him.
Yeah, I heard about the Black Panther lady.
You know, I'm concerned though. I haven't seen Rigger this entire chat.
I know. I was thinking about this. Like, we're joking, but where's that guy been?
Yeah, how can you get away with that? Well, I know how. It's a rhetorical question, but yeah, what a great society when it is just. I mean, it's not only acceptable to be racist to white people; it's encouraged.
Yeah.
So what? That's something with the Black Panther game. Is that they're supposed to be
the lady in charge of it?
Yeah, she says she will not hire white people because they make her nervous, and she feels unsafe around them. And she said something else disparaging.
That's the case,
I'd imagine if one of us on camera said the same thing about black people.
I hope that, of course, nothing's going to happen to her. But I mean, the fact that she's breaking federal law.
Yes.
she should be arrested on that and charged, and stand trial. And not only that, she's just
Executed.
They should what?
That seems a little extreme.
No,
That's a
no.
little extreme.
My suggest would be like court order to go see psychiatrists. If you're afraid of white people that badly,
Yeah.
you need some help. I mean, it's not because you're going in a white neighborhood and then she's getting carjacked and all that stuff. It doesn't happen that way. It's the other way around.
And RDV is no longer with the show.
We
If
just
I
about.
go, we all go. So that's
We just about.
Breen's
We
like,
just
let me
about.
go now. Yeah. Anyway, so like I said, the only movies coming out this year I'm kind of looking forward to is kind of Deadpool 3.
Really? You're not looking forward to Ghostbusters?
Well, I mean, Ghostbusters is a given. I'm trying to get people something else to talk about.
Monkey Man looks really good.
And the
I wanna
main
see that
star
one.
broke several bones in his body filming that.
Yeah, and he directed it too.
You know what? Is that
Quiet Place Day One looks fun. Looks like a good time. If looks really good. The Ryan Reynolds Imaginary Friend one.
Quiet Place is such a weird franchise because the first one, you see what happens, and then the second one's a prequel, but then it's also
No, it's a sequel.
It's
No,
a prequel.
no. The second there's Quiet Place and there's Quiet Place Part 2, which is a sequel.
Yeah,
Because John Krasinski's not in the second one. This one that's coming up.
Let me explain. Let me explain. There's the second one that starts off as a prequel. It tells you what's going on when the aliens, invaded and all this stuff. And the third one, yes, the third one's going to be a full prequel. But we already saw part of basically a prequel / sequel in the second one. Tells you, explains what happened from the day one. So how it all originally started. So I'm like, are they going to go with a totally different family this time with a prequel? The third one?
It looks like it is different. Yeah, it's not John Krasinski and Emily Blunt.
So it means I really have no
people.
point to go watch it because I was watching it for Emily Blunt, and then when they said got rid of John Krasinski, I was like, really? I don't know.
I'm still going to check it out. I'm going to check out that. I'm going to check out If Godzilla versus Kong. Yes, Glenzer.
Godzilla versus Kong. Yes,
that's going to be fun. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 comes out in December, which is way too far away.
You saw the trailer for Godzilla versus Kong?
Oh yeah.
It's not
going to be Oppenheimer, but it's going to be fun.
No, it's going to be fun. But I mean, like, I was like, really? They're going with that? There's another Kong. Yeah. So it's like Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah, why not?
You know what I'm going to be first in line for?
Huh.
The new Skarsgård movie.
The Crow, really?
The Crow actually looks really good. I saw that they got Matthew Lillard to come on there and play a role. And he did the fusion dance with Jared Leto, and now they're one. That's
that movie looks absolutely horrible, and I know myself well enough that I'm probably still going to go see it in the theater, and I'm going to hate myself afterwards.
It's not as horrible as what was her name, Trinity, and or the one that's on WE right now. You saw her, Naomi, and the one that's married to the guy from the house. What is it? The black, not the black, or not the Dark Order. What's the House of Black? The main guy, his wife is on there. She was the valet for Andrade on SmackDown for the longest time. I forgot what her name is, but her and Naomi did the Dragon Ball Z fusion dance or fusion thing on. I was in the middle of an air. I was like, really? I don't know. It's just kind of weird when you start seeing like cultures clash.
You got Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. You've got Furiosa, the Mad Max prequel movie, which looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
Garfield with Chris Pratt as Garfield. You can pass. I'll go twice.
Oh yeah, you do that.
Pixar is doing an Inside Out 2, which actually I saw the preview for. That one actually looks creative. So good on you, Pixar. Despicable Me 4. Deadpool
DVD.
and Wolverine. Twisters, which Tornado is terrifying me, but I might still see it because I like Glenn Powell as an actor. Did Kraven the Hunter not come out as a movie yet? Did that movie not come out yet?
Not yet.
No, it has not.
Okay, well, it's coming out in August.
Oh, well. Aaron Chair Johns will come out later, so he was groomed.
Venom 3 Comes out later this year, I think.
Yeah.
Gladiator 2. Why do we need a Gladiator 2? The guy died.
Because we need the Electric Boogaloo.
They're doing another Karate Kid movie that like ties the Ralph Macchio Karate Kid to the Jackie Chan. It connects them.
Now, does
Please
anyone
no,
have
dear
a
God,
problem
no.
with the fact that that was actually called Karate Kid when he was teaching him freaking judo?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. But yeah, apparently, like the two of them are working together. It's like supposed to mesh the two together. I don't know if Cobra Kai is going to tie into that or not.
I don't know,
either.
but I was shocked when I watched that movie with Will Smith smacks Jackie Chan. Says, "Keep my father's name out of your mouth."
But yeah, there's some interesting. There's some good stuff coming out. Then they're doing a prequel for the line. There's the new Joker, the Joker sequel.
There is
Lady
one
Gaga.
movie everyone should be looking forward to as we arriving as either I think it's April, and on Netflix. It is part 2 of the most epic combination of sci-fi, adventures compiled into one by the best director ever, the one who wants Batman to kill. It is called Rebel Moon Part 2. It's fantastic. It is so great.
That was the weirdest, most awful thing I've ever heard come out of his mouth. It was so weird. Mark Millar had a great response to that too on Twitter.
Did he fall asleep?
No, he actually had like a response, like a verbal, like an explanation. I can't remember it verbatim. But.
I like the Hideo Kojima, whatever he responds to the movie. He's like,
oh yeah,
it was a movie.
Like, if it's really good, he gives you like an essay. But if it's really bad, he's just like, I saw this.
Yeah. Beverly Hills Cop 4 is also coming out this year too as well. And
wait, what? Bad Boys?
Beverly Hills Cop number 4.
Oh, Bad Boys. I know Bad Boys 4 comes out this year.
I don't care about that.
Because we needed a Bad Boys
Beverly Hills
4.
Cop, the third movie sucked. The second one was okay. The first one was the best.
I just want a sequel of Bag Boys from the Wendy's commercial.
Now, am I the only one who didn't like that Joker movie? I did not enjoy it at all.
The first Joker movie was not. It's just called The Joker, but it was okay. It was a really good.
This
movie.
is Joker Filet Deux. It's
This
like
is-
French for part 2.
Yes, with Harley Quinn.
Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. Yeah.
Yeah, Joker musical. That signed me up.
You know,
Hey, if he's crazy, I think it could work.
did you watch Sweeney Todd?
Yeah.
I did not.
I don't know. Like I said, I'll probably except those are movies are probably when I come to DVD, I'll watch them whatever. There's a lot of ones I really don't want to go spend $13 in the theater to go see.
Holy crap.
Yes, exactly. $13. That's highway robbery.
No, I just saw the same team score on consecutive possessions in this game. It's 24-21, 18 minutes in. This has been painful.
I want in this new movie for Beverly Hills Cop, I want to have Bronson Pinchot, or whatever his name is, Pinchot to basically be his new partner, along with I want the three of them. I want the Joe Pesci, the better Joe Pesci. Yeah,
I bet if Eddie Murphy, Bronson Pinchot, Judge Reinhold, and 2 other old guys were on this court, they would have more than 24 points in 18 minutes.
Red Skull musical. There was one.
Sound of Music.
No. The Red Skull musical was part of the Avengers musical in Hawkeye.
Oh gosh.
I can do this all day. Yes, they need to release that as actually a full musical
They really don't.
in the style of Hamilton, where no one watches.
Actually, wait. Are you saying nobody's seen? Wait, did you say no one's seen Hamilton?
Not a lot of people.
That is false. That is patently false.
This is most of the.
Can we talk about Bruno?
Sure. At this point, I'd rather talk about Bruno than talk about Hamilton. Why it sucks.
Hamilton was actually pretty good. I saw it a few weeks ago. It was pretty good.
Was that court mandated?
Not court mandated. No, just some friends. I was at a party with some friends, and they wanted to watch it. And
watching Hamilton is like watching The Wiz. No one cares.
Wow, I'd expect something like that coming from Zach's mouth.
Right? And I'm the racist one, apparently.
Well,
Like I said, just because it's a black comedy doesn't mean you can't criticize it.
African American comedy.
apparently Zach didn't appreciate my court mandated line.
Of course he didn't. Zach doesn't like anything.
I like lots. I liked Hamilton.
I like little baby ducks, old pickup trucks, slow moving trains.
So I'll tell you something else I like too. I like Reacher. And I found out today at my gym, there's like a bunch of guys there that also like Reacher. Reacher's actually the reason two of them are
No.
at the gym.
They were if they were in the locker room, they're telling you reach around, and that's an entirely different thing.
No, my gym
You
doesn't
see, that
have
only
those.
happens in Hollywood. That only happens in the porno movies. It doesn't happen in real life.
Let's say my gym doesn't have locker rooms. They have like individual bathrooms, but we weren't even in the bathrooms. We were like in the workout room.
Yeah. The locker room is kind of like the bathroom. When you do your business, you get out of it. You don't talk to each other. That's
Yeah, I was about to say you talk to people in the locker room.
No, I don't.
Unless it's about Bruno.
Oh my gosh.
He likes hanging out in the locker room with a bunch of people that go in there and say they want to pump you up, but you know.
Let's talk about Scarlet with what's her name?
Johansson?
Yeah, we can talk about that too. She's got a new whip coming out.
Yeah, they want to get her for the next Jurassic World movie. Which do we need another one of those?
I didn't watch the last one. I watched the two movies with him and Chris Pratt, and then
The last one wasn't terrible, but the first one is really all you
I
need.
own the last one, and I still haven't watched it.
It's not great.
It's one of those things where I set it down like at a table, and I see it there every day. I'm like, oh, I'll watch it the next day. I just never watched.
The best part is that they got Jeff Goldblum and the other two actors from the original. That was really the best part.
Yes. But what I was going to talk about is the G.I. Joe Scarlet. And,
Oh, that's Scarlet. Oh, okay.
And Heather Anto's writing it. Just kidding. It's actually Kelly Thompson. And I was watching West did a video on that topic and all.
He did. It's one of the few that I disagree with on him. Disagree with him on. But
I just want to point out, and this is the comment I left over there. If you watch it, I left a comment there too.
I did too.
When it comes to Kelly Thompson, she's hit or miss, like a lot of the Marvel writers. And like I said, her current Birds of Prey, I don't know how much that's actually her writing or if it's actually her being told what to write. Just like in Captain Marvel. But I do know her Call story was okay. The one she did, the Call, I think that's going on. Wasn't the best. But
here's the thing.
The Black Widow book was great.
The Black Widow book was that. And if she writes Scarlet anything like Black Widow, it'll be good.
Ghostbusters 2017 answered the call. She took the female Ghostbusters that nobody liked for that freaking movie, and actually made them like conservative women. And so basically, it all comes in with the editorial what they want her to write. Now, if Kirkman wants to bring her on, and basically Kirkman is really teaming up with Hasbro, and if Hasbro has I don't know what Hasbro which way they lean politically, but I
think Hasbro just wants to make money.
Yes, and so bringing her on, he probably had to get approval by them, and she's going to be adhered to probably their strict policy. So it may not be woke, but it also may not be the best story.
Here's the problem, though. Is that you said at best she's hit or miss. They do a solo book about a female character. Once upon a time, it would have been perfectly acceptable to get Larry Hama to write it. But even this Energon's universe, where everything was going so well for the first year, they're falling into those tropes. The women have to write the women. The gays have to write the gays. The blacks have to write the blacks. That's the perception. And with all these short-term contracts, and apparently this Dan, whatever his name is,
Dan Waters,
who apparently is the epitome of mediocrity. I said these aren't the home run hires that the first round had. In this industry that has been fucking fans for 10 years, you can see the trepidation. You can see where that comes from. Now, she might be great, though. But he doesn't move the needle. Matthew, we're going to get Matthew Rosenberg next. I said this.
Well, I've heard that Matthew Rosenberg, outside of Marvel DC, actually is a decent writer.
It's like Jim Zub. Jim Zub wrote Conan for Marvel, and it sucked. But then you get him over at Ablaze, and it's like he's the next
Titan.
big thing.
Titan. Out of the place.
Yeah.
Titan, not Ablaze. Excuse me. I'm thinking of
and
the other barbarian.
Like I said, I'm reading a lot of books that Skip had recommended me, and that I kind of scoffed at first, and then Skip was telling me about these. Like, you check out these books, right?
But those books that Skip would recommend would sell 3,000 or 4,000 copies.
Well,
Energon's aimed higher. You're not going to hire. Like I said, I don't know Dan Waters. You're not going to buy a book because he's writing it.
No, but you're going to buy because it's part of the Energon universe, and it may actually. Well, I'm going to tell you, that's what I'm doing. I don't know what other people are doing, nor do I care. I'm going to buy what I want to buy.
Well, you should care, because if more people don't buy it, it ain't going to be there when you go.
But there's no argument to say that they're not going to buy it, though. That's speculation.
No, you just said you don't care. I'm refuting your argument. You should care. You should want these books you should want everybody buying them so they stick around. I just don't know that Dan Waters and Kelly Thompson, like I said, they're going to have to prove themselves, because they don't come in with that built-in track record that Daniel Warren Johnson had and whoever else was doing these books. I'm just saying
these are big two writers that have been writing bad books. Yes, these aren't making Fitzmartins.
But it's like again with Jim Zub, it could just be a total editor thing where it's like, hey, when they're at Marvel, they tell Jim Zub, this is what you have to write in your Conan books. And then he goes to Titan, writes the very same character, but it's a night and day difference.
Shut up, Optimus Prime.
That's right. I'm gonna make a T-shirt with that.
That's it.
Like I said, I'm excited for both those books with Dan Waters.
I like both Scarlet and Destro.
And I feel there's a lot of evidence that the Marvel and DC, you have to adhere to what they want.
Yes.
But here's the thing, is it? I promise you, Robert Kirkman is under tremendous pressure to hire Danny Lore, Vita Ayala, Mags Visaggio, and it was about a year or two ago that he apologized for having too many white people in Walking Dead. I'd be a little concerned that
he's got a lot of white people in Walking. Are you sure you didn't mean?
Well, he didn't.
No, he went on an apology tour to try to appease the
only after he got the whole Amazon deal with that he do that.
That's true. That might have been.
It was Invincible.
That was right after all the success of Invincible.
But I said, I said I will never buy any of these books. They're not from. I mean, I was old when they started, but I want them to be the best-selling books in the hobby, because I want to have a place to go to work a year from now.
Yeah,
and I just don't know that Kelly Thompson and Dan Waters is gonna even put 1 percentage point higher on any sales for these books. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but like I said, the first time they announced that Danny Lore is on one of those books, it's over.
What is Danny Lore even doing right now?
She's something with Blood Hunt. She's a miniseries with Blood Hunt is coming out.
Yeah, they do a few more jobs her way. That's it. Yeah,
As Vita is pretty much dead at this point. No one knows which she's at.
And Glistener is right, by the way.
Yeah. But the only reason why I said, Vita has taken to solving the world's problems on X. Because she has a lot more free time, because she
may be futurely banned, because if this bill, you heard about the bill that's going in Congress?
That's TikTok.
No. The bill states that in there says if the president deems an app or a website to be a terrorist thing, they can have it banned. That's what's in there. So the idiot Republicans who voted for that shit are voting for those censor your free speech.
No, I've seen both sides of that argument. I don't. I said right now. The thing is that TikTok has basically they have to divest from China and put it in American hands. I guess however that works out. Because I've seen I'm a little worried about that too, because if they can vote to ban that. But then again, like I said, they'd have to vote to ban. Theoretically, if both parties have to agree to ban TikTok, then theoretically the same thing
Well,
would be the case for X.
It'll be a law. It'll be a power they give. It'll be put in a law once if Senate approves it. So they won't have to vote again for Twitter. And imagine the worst case scenario is that if this goes through,
no, they're not voting to give the president unilateral power to ban things. But then again, that wouldn't surprise me because, like I said, the Uniparty is in on this. So
yeah, like I said, I don't think it's going to go through. I don't think it'll get through Senate. But I mean,
I don't know because Trump he's not in favor of it. So that might be all they need to pass it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they go after Rumble, they go after Truth Social, they go after Twitter, all the conservative sites, and they say the same. These are terrorist things because they're promoting misinformation. So, like I said, especially with the election coming up, there's going to be interference.
That's cute that you think there's going to be an election.
Oh, there's always an election, whether you believe it's real or not.
No, I don't think we're even going to get to that. Something's going to happen between now and then that they're going to be able to use some kind of War Powers Act to suspend the election.
Speculation that Engelton is moving because he's actually a government agent this whole entire time, and he's actually learned of a terrorist plot, and he's actually relocating.
Moving out of Florida? Florida is one of the few states I would think you'd want to stay in.
No. Florida ain't free. It looks like it's free. It's
Florida got expensive.
My best friend lives in Florida, and he makes probably, I would say, if I had to guess, I'd say between $300 and $400 a year. He's complaining. So that'll tell you how expensive it's got to live down. However, the house he bought 4 years ago is worth about $300,000 more than it was when he bought it. So that's the one. Yeah. But apparently, you can, what is it? For every Aaron, there's my best friend. I said, and then there are vast differences between the wealth of those two people.
Right.
Did he say if he's streaming on Thursday?
I guess in theory, you can live cheap in Florida if you do it right. But again, like I said, more money, more expenses. Like I said, the more you make, the more you spend, the more. Yeah.
With
cocaine ain't cheap.
With Aaron on the road, the channel not streaming at all, doing anything. I might jump over there and have a week for the channel.
Yeah, he was telling me a couple months ago that he had to pay $10,000 for something with his pool.
Oh, geez.
Your buddy, yeah.
So I'm thinking $10,000 would solve a lot of my problems. And I said, pool.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, great country, America.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. As far as, like I said, there's nothing really else going on as far as comic book news, really. Said the Transformers issue that we reviewed today was like probably the best I've read all year for most of the comic books. I'm trying to think another issue that gave me that much of a rush. Wanted to see the next one. I'm probably gonna have to go back to maybe like Firepower, one from a couple years ago. I can't think of another one that got me really hyped for another book.
First Night Part 2.
Yeah, I'd say that, but I thought it was pretty good. But I mean, Transformers has got that nostalgia factor that adds to it for a little bit for me, and the way it's drawn and the way it's written. And like I said, he even puts cues because he writes like the sound effects in the behind them. He says, "You know the song, the cue when Optimus Prime, I think he's on the brink of death, gets back up and starts freaking like fighting." Like for those of you, if you watch the Transformers movie, you know exactly you've got the touch.
I'm going to take a shot at it. Yeah. As good as First Night was, if it goes the way of the Lex Luthor book that we're still waiting for issue 2, we'll forget.
Oh yeah, Superman.
As I said, it's so I can see where, like I said, where obviously the Transformers means more to you, and you're looking forward to the next issue more. I can absolutely see that. Because I want issue 2, but my life's not going to be any different if it never happens.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Zach? Your post about the character that's copying the My Hero Academia?
Oh yeah.
So I went up yesterday. I made a joke with a comic book shop. I was on the owner. I was like, they're gonna do Icy Hot. They're gonna have Iceman and Human Torch get together, be a couple. So the fact that like you told me like, oh, they're doing that, I'm like, oh great, it's like probably a gay black lesbian who has the power of flame and ice. And
I was like, and look, and I said I haven't really read an X book in the last 10 years, except for Exterminators. So apparently, I don't know how new she is or if she's been around for a minute. But it just seems there's this black character in X-Men. She's a mutant, and she's a girl. She's black. She's almost completely opposite of this character from an anime, My Hero Academia, where there's this character who can control both ice and fire.
His dad had heat powers, and his mom had ice powers. He can
slide around on ice. He can throw fireballs. He can do all this stuff. Well, it seems like X-Men made a very similar character, very similar power set. And I don't know how new she is or if she's been around for a while, but it seems like I was like, please, somebody tell me Marvel didn't just make this character.
Somebody said in your comment
to go along with what they're doing.
Somebody replied back to you and said like there's a character before that had similar powers.
The power set. Not the characters from some. I don't know.
No, the power set though. But I mean, but it's like, what was it going to call it? Frostfire?
Yeah, Frostfire or something. But that wasn't even for Marvel. I think that was for something else.
I mean, if you actually think about it, comics have a sordid history of ripping each other off.
That is true. Marvel and DC do have a history of doing that.
But this is a manga they're ripping off.
This would be a manga though. This would be a first.
How about that new Century?
I heard about that.
I didn't like the old one. That's why it went out of business. That's why they.
I like the old one actually. I'm
making a grocery store joke. There's a store called Century, and it got buried.
I heard about that. They're like, okay, so it's the straight white guy versus the black girl in a wheelchair, and they're not trying to tense it all up. So who's going to win? And like,
gee, there was no tensing in that situation.
And I'm pretty sure she's a lesbian. Wow. So a black lesbian in a wheelchair, and
all three checks.
All the past centuries came back in ghost form, and one of them was how do we put this politely, obese.
Wait, so the Century is an avatar now, basically?
Oh yeah. But since it was last held by a evil white guy, and then the Robert Reynolds was a white guy, she changed her name too, so now it's Solaris or something like that.
Make a sense.
But again, that's another character for that new audience that is just about to start flooding in.
They've been waiting for the last 15 years to start flooding in. Is that what?
So another thing I'm excited for is that Nicolas Cage is going to be in Spider-Man. He's in talks. He confirmed he's in talks for a Spider-Man Noir movie they're going to be doing.
Oh, I heard about that.
So that looks pretty cool. And yes, he uses guns.
That could be cool. He also said there is no National Treasure 3.
You know
if
what?
You're looking for treasure, don't look at Disney.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
I'd like to see Nicolas Cage play, instead of Spider-Man Noir. How about the Spider?
Yeah, that'd be great too.
I think he could, because that character uses guns. Nicolas Cage could play that one.
They probably don't have the rights to it. That's why.
And I'm saying
who does have the rights? Is that still Universal?
Oh, I don't know if anybody has the rights to it. I mean, the last time Dynamite had the rights to the comic,
but I remember the character itself. The movies were done by Columbia, wasn't it?
I don't think there's ever been
Universal?
a Spider movie.
There was two movies called The Spider. They're serials back in the day, in the late 30s, early.
100 years ago. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're public domain or if they're still in somebody's vault.
Maybe
over 100 years ago they should be.
Yeah,
close to 100.
Yeah, but yeah. So looking forward to that. The Fall Guy. I never saw the show, so if I see the movie,
the Ryan Gosling movie,
so I can't. So if you're, because I don't know how close it's gonna be to the show, but I mean, I heard I can't be any worse than watching the Prisoner show back in the day. Fall Guy, I don't know.
Fall Guy was all it was fun. I mean, it never took itself seriously. Heather Thomas, part of the great Heather debate of the 80s.
Yes, yes.
If you were there, you know what I'm talking about.
Heather Thomas, Heather Locklear.
I was Thomas.
I was Locklear.
But there were no wrong answers.
Well, it's that goes back to the Blondie Pat Benatar debate.
But Heather Thomas in the opening credits of The Fall Guy, she's wearing the skimpiest two-piece you've ever seen. Like coming in, walking into the shot, raising her arms, like saying, "Look, here they are, fellas."
Oh,
and I said Lee Majors was before he got old and had to start playing the sidekick to those characters. And then they had the doofus guy that Doug Barr played, who was kind of like a slightly more educated Jethro Bodine. But it was just a fun show.
Jethro.
Okay, so then the other thing that's coming out is supposed to be Roadhouse.
Oh yeah,
That's going directly to Prime.
Yes, and they said it's basically under the reviews, people are reviewing saying it's basically gonna be all action. It's not gonna have character development like the original movie.
Hey, speaking of wonderful, fun TV shows, my younger sister sent me this the other day because she got it for her and her husband, and they didn't like it. The complete Starsky and Hutch series, all 4 seasons, on DVD. She and her husband got it. They didn't like it. She asked me if I wanted it, and I said, "Who the hell do you think you're talking
Did they
to?"
come in the lunch pail?
No, I wish.
Oh, my buddy had the lunch pail, and he gave
it's sitting right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like that he's making those noises while his camera is turned off. That's making me very uncomfortable.
Would you rather me make it while they're on?
No, I would rather you just not make the noises at all.
So the other one is I want to ask Zach, have you started watching Shogun?
What time would you like me to start watching?
I want to know because I haven't watched it yet. I was just curious if it's worth investing in. I've heard people say it's bad. I've heard some people say it's good.
Have you heard the flap about that?
The 2 episodes I saw, I enjoyed. Are you talking about the fact that there's no black people in it?
But there was someone did an AI thing of that guy and his family from like 500 years ago.
It's very clearly AI, yeah.
And thousands of people thought it was real.
Because thousands of people are morons.
I know. They're the same people that want to move to Wakanda.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, good God, how dumb do you have to be to a 500-year-old photograph? Yeah,
Netflix does one anime about a black samurai, and everyone thinks that black people come from Japan. Like, no.
This is the same thing that actually said show us Nazis, and they had a black guy, an Asian woman, and something else who were supposedly actual Nazis in World War II. It's like,
what are you talking about?
Google AI. Refuse to do images of white people. But I mean, I'm just saying, how can you be so dumb to think that you could have a 500-year-old photograph?
Because the public education system is a scam.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Also, rumors that Sydney Sweeney ever being Shanna the She-Devil will never happen.
What about Power Girl? Is there hope for Power Girl? I want to see her as Power Girl more than Shanna the She-Devil.
Well, I mean,
but you got to have the boob window.
You've got to.
So here's the crazy thing about the Power Girl thing. Like, if you're gonna do Power Girl, they have to digitally remove, like, if they're gonna do like a hit, because she's Supergirl when she's younger. If they do like a flashback, they're gonna have to digitally remove her boobs to make her look younger.
Here's the thing with Sydney Sweeney. Unfortunately, if you wanted to do something to take advantage of her 2 friends, there was a miniseries by Palmiotti and his wife. It was Tara, not the one from The Outsiders.
No, it's the black hair one.
Black hair girl from the Teen Titans
who had Power Girl sized breasts, and it was the 2 of them together.
Yeah,
Sydney Sweeney is what, 5'1"?
I thought she was
She's not tall enough to play Power Girl. She's got
the right tricks for that. Tom Cruise is like 2 inches above.
I know, but I mean, listen, find she can play the big busted sidekick.
You know what would have been great back in the day? Bridget Nielsen. She had the height.
She looked good back in the day. Now she looks like a giant tank.
I said back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Back in the
Couldn't
day,
hear
don't do it
yourself.
no good.
Who would you even get currently? I would honestly, I would do the mall casting. That's what I do. Bring that back. It worked for Canon.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
Well, the only
Michael
way
J.
that's
Fox.
ever going to happen is if people move away from DEI, because you're not going to get the last thing anybody wants to do in entertainment is give men what they want, because the goal is to feminize the next couple of generations to where they accept being.
Oh my gosh! So Grinzer brings up Lindsay as Power Girl, and that it mainly instantly made me think of Naomi. Naomi's CW show was better than Captain Marvel or the Marvels, and better than what was the other one? The Madam Web is out.
Oh,
Pix and I reviewed that show, and it was surprisingly not offensive. It was very mid, but it was like it had its moments, and yeah, But China, and did you know that she had an MK? Why are you bringing this up?
She did quite a few of them. One of them she played She-Hulk.
I'm sure she did. I don't need to know about it. The
I
1,
like
2,
the
3.
listeners' thing of She-Hulk.
The 1, 2, 3 kid. Apparently, he was one and done.
The listener, the thing about the Schindler's List thing is funny.
Okay, if you want a Power Girl movie, how would Gina Carano look as a blonde?
I thought about that when you saw her in Deadpool too.
Yeah.
I still like her as Big Barda.
Actually, no, Deadpool 1. She was in Deadpool 1.
Well, Zach, we're not casting Big Bard at the moment. We're casting.
Well, why the heck aren't we? Because Big Barda needs Big Barda and Mr. Miracle.
We need Big Barda, Mr. Miracle, and then you have the Suicide Squad goes against Darkseid.
If you're gonna do a Mr. Miracle movie, I want it done in the Bwahaha style.
You know what I'd get? The guy from Suits.
Which one?
Gabriel Macht.
For who? For Mr. Miracle?
Yeah.
He's 80.
No, he's not.
Not at 80.
He's maybe like in his mid 40s, but he's not 80.
I mean, I must be thinking of his dad.
There you go. Kate Upton is Power Girl.
And
that's a name I haven't heard in a very, very long time.
Came up with that one.
What was it? What was Charlotte McKinney? Was the other one? But anyway, actually, Power Girl. Alexandra Daddario is a blonde.
But
I like her as Star Girl, or maybe Huntress.
Well, she's 40 now too. Which
is she really?
Yeah, she's my age. Yeah.
God.
Who? Kate Upton?
No,
Alexandria Daddario.
Yeah, and she's not. She's younger than I am. I think that she is. But I mean, yeah, it's the thing about when you get older, Zach. You know, say everyone else.
Just yesterday, I saw her in Percy Jackson.
What was that movie she was in? Was it like my dead something or other?
Well, my dead ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yes, she's a great
movie. I like that movie.
Yeah. Anthony Elchin, rest in peace, bro. And who was also there was something Green. No, not Eva Green. It's the other. Well, she was the one that played Alice in the Twilight thing. Forgot what her name is in real life, but yeah.
And Alice in the what?
Alice in the Twilight movies.
I never saw him.
Well, she had if you saw a poster of her, she's a sharp pixie hair kind of brown hair girl. Rachel Green, or I can't remember what her name is. It's Rachel something. It's something like that.
Rachel Green is our friend.
I know that, but I mean, it's something along the lines.
Ashley Green.
Ashley Green. Yeah. Yeah. She was in that movie that Breen was talking about. That was a fun movie.
Twilight. God, take me back to when I was 21. Jeez.
Dude, I watched Twilight on a date.
You.
Did you at least get rewarded afterwards?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any crap about my girlfriend making me watch Hamilton when you watch Twilight for a date.
Yeah, I got the better film.
No, not by a long shot, sir.
No, he's talking about the one he took with him and his girlfriend after seeing Twilight.
I don't record my performances. There was no OnlyFans back then.
Okay.
Yes. True gentleman does not speak of his rewards.
Yeah, you don't kiss and tell.
Yeah.
Tacky.
Yeah. Well, maybe the girl got hot over Pattinson. Yeah, but I understand. Yeah, that's another one that's supposed to come out next year. Is the Pattinson movie either 25 or 2026?
Batman Part 2, you mean?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Batman.
that was supposed to be coming out in. I think it got pushed back to 26, didn't it? Might have been 26.
It got pushed back. I know that.
Yeah.
So curious of what they're gonna do as far as the whole villains though. I mean, I don't want Joker. I don't want Bane.
I was thinking about this the other day. They have so many good Batman villains that they could do. That who's the psychiatrist? Not Crane, but the other one.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
Hugo
Doctor Strange.
Strange.
Hugo Strange.
Oh, Leslie Tompkins.
Yeah. And they've got so many other people. I'd like to see someone do something like that, because they could do such a good movie about some of those guys, and not have not Killer. Was it Killer Croc? They could do,
Killer Croc, you could do Clayface.
Yeah.
How about the Hugo Strange storyline from the Englehart run, where Bruce gets put in the locked room, and he brought the monster men that that hadn't been seen since Batman #1. That would be a really cool movie to do.
I'd rather have them just adapt the actual Batman series. A lot of those episodes are great.
And they could bring in Silver St. Cloud, and we could get a fucking break from Catwoman.
Yeah.
It'll never happen, but God, it'll be nice.
Dude, the day we get Silver St. Cloud, it's going to be the onomatopoeia killing her.
And also, someone brought in and said Calendar Man. You could have Calendar Man teaming up with Condiment Man, going on a spree. I'd pay to see that movie.
If you want to see a movie, there's a movie similar to that. It's called Batman and Robin.
Yeah. Oh, and the guy with the scars. Yeah, Zaz. I'd love to see a Zaz movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if Zaz is big enough to have his own movie.
No, Zaz would be kind of like a small.
He'd have to be like an opening act.
Well, he was in the first one. He was that guy in the first one.
Yeah, I guess that there's a lot of stuff. Clayface would probably be the best thing to do. Clayface,
Yeah.
If you want someone fresh who's never been done before, Clayface, or Firefly, since Brendan Fraser, the background movie never came out, you could do Firefly.
Well, they could introduce Hugo Strange, but not have him be a villain. Because they showed Arkham Asylum, they showed Riddler, they showed.
But it would be kind of weird. Hey, this is Doctor Strange, Hugo Strange, not this Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Put him in 2 as just someone they introduced, and have him be the main guy in number 3.
Yeah. Except if they ever do Bane, I want them to. Like I said, Batista needs to get over his ass, or they need to give him more money and let him be Bane.
There's only one Bane I want to see.
Batista was really good in Dune.
He used to be a regular character on Crowder.
Oh, Tranny Bane.
Tranny Bane.
You should watch the interview with Tom Hardy talking about how he came up with the voice. It's actually pretty interesting. He based it off an actual real life.
I saw that.
Person.
I saw that interview. That was pretty interesting.
I forgot what the guy's name was, unfortunately, because he's such a obscure name. But pretty good. Professor Pig was already done in Gotham. I don't need to see him done in movie form.
In this particular Batman, I don't know if it would work well. Good.
Mad Hatter would work.
I could see Mad Hatter. I would watch Mad Hatter.
If you want to see a great Mad Hatter, watch. Well, yeah, you bring Brandon Fraser back for Firefly character. What really cool though is like I said, if you really want to see not Hugo Strange, but you want to see Mad Hatter, go watch Batman Dying is Easy. It's free on YouTube to watch. And the guy Chris Porter or Kevin Porter, the dude is ripped. He's like Reacher ripped. And he plays Batman in there, and he's like phenomenal. He looks like Arkham Knight version with the suit on and everything. And it's not padding, it's him. But it's really cool to see that. Toyman, say that first, Superman.
Ventriloquist, that would be interesting. Obviously, you mean the male one, because I think who was that? Morrison had the female one.
That was his daughter.
Yeah. No, that wasn't his daughter. It was somebody else. But there was a. Was that Morrison that did that?
I don't know with Morrison, but I do remember
Yeah.
that they had his daughter reprise. She wanted revenge for her father being killed over. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Ventriloquist worked in the cartoon series. I don't know how well he'd be a movie character I want to see.
They'd have
I
to
mean,
make him a lot more scary.
I'd say Clayface is probably the most serious one because the way they could do it. Fortunately, they'd probably make him like when he turns into Clayface, it'd probably be like in a dark setting, so you wouldn't see as much to hide the CG. But yeah, I'd love to see that. And then I guess it always goes back to Roz. Like Rachel Gould would be like the third, movie.
They've already done him though. I want to see
Yeah,
a
no,
movie with,
but I don't want the Nolan crappy version though. That's
Hey, the Nolan version was pretty good.
eh.
yeah, but they combined two characters with that. They had him Ducard at first, and then
It was a fake out.
yeah, but there was two. He had Ducard was the guy who originally did him in the comics, and then so
I
he's
dug
playing
it.
two separate characters.
But
Anyway,
I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of villains you can bring in, but like the heavy hitters for me is always going to be Croc or Bane. Bane and Ben, I'd want Deadshot, but I want like good Deadshot, not Suicide Squad Deadshot that we got. Will Smith.
I would have liked to have seen what's his name play him.
Because he could.
Monte
Let's say, Monte who?
Montiello?
guy- Eli, whatever his name is.
No, the guy at the end of the theater cut of
Oh,
Joe Manganiello.
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah. That's
I'd like
Deathstroke
to see him do it.
for Deathstroke.
Yeah.
He really wanted to do it too. He sounded
did.
really enthused.
It'd be an interesting matchup. But like I said, Deadshot would work pretty well if it's especially doing the Silver St. Cloud story. You get the giant quarter, whatever it was. That's how Bruce gets it. Like I guess there's a lot of stuff they could do, but yeah, I'm just kind of over Suicide Squad being like
So which one?
go-to. TV or as far as anime or animated or live action, I'm just video games. I'm just sick of it. It's everywhere. It's in the comics. I just like if they did original Suicide Squad. Like I said, I didn't care for the James Gunn. It was too campy. I want a serious one. Yeah. But
That's my problem with Gunn is
and I want Suicide Squad without Harley Quinn. That's my big thing.
Yeah.
I want.
Yeah, good luck with that. Hey, I saw some on X here.
Yeah.
I live about 5 miles, 10 minutes or so from the Ohio River. Someone posted a picture of a tornado crossing the Ohio River today.
Did it pay this hole?
I mean, all the local programming got suspended for weather panic.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, okay, well, we've had a little bit of thunder here because nothing ever happens here. And they showed a thing downstate a little bit. Yeah, like after a day after a snowstorm and there's snow piled up on the sides of the road.
Yeah. Seen the snow?
Hail.
Oh.
Piles of hail off to the side of the road and in between lanes. I've never seen anything like that in my life. So I said we didn't get shit, but apparently, like I said, massive hailstorms and a tornado crossing the Ohio River.
I mean, golf ball size hail, they call for that. Usually when we get our severe storms, they're calling for golf ball size hail. I never get where I am.
I've seen those, and like
Softball size.
A used car lot about 10 miles from where I live, all the cars were dented. They were that big. It basically destroyed this guy's stock. But I've never seen that much hail piled up on the side of the road.
Softball size hail, like these huge, it's just like, that's freaky. That's what we saw in 2000. If you always remember the 2012 movie when they're like Tokyo, Japan, it started hailing, and then the people are getting killed by the ice chunks. Ugh. But anyway,
I'm just trying to think what I would. If I were driving across a bridge, going from either Kentucky to Indiana or Ohio to where the Ohio River, and I saw a tornado crossing the river, I think I'd be a little spooked.
I watch those. Now there's because the movie Twister, now there's all these amateur people going out trying to chase tornadoes on YouTube. That's the new trend now.
Is that what they're doing on YouTube?
Yeah, but there's a difference. I don't want a tornado chasing me.
I know. Well, you see these guys, and you talk about the hail and stuff, and you see their windshield smashed to pieces, everything. I'm thinking like, I hope you're making a lot of money on these YouTube because that's a lot of.
How do you get car insurance if you do that? That's what I want to know. How do they not look at you and be like, you're too big a risk?
Don't.
Well, I know where you can get a great new rate. You can go online, go to the general, and save some time. That's how.
That's how.
I'd rather go to JJ Wentworth to get my money now.
877.
I have a structured settlement, but I need cash now.
I'm not gonna do it. Sorry, I'm not gonna.
877 cash now.
877 cash now. Damn commercials.
Worst thing in the world.
Instead of Angleton wanting to do the ranked movies, I want to give us a top 10 of our favorite commercials.
Favorite commercial.
Oh God, I'd
have to go and look through and see them all because.
Yeah, but you guys, like I said, I mean, you've had some good ones in your lifetime, but the best ones, I say, if you're like, go back and watch you could find it's like hours of them from the 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Yeah, my ex father-in-law, he would put on YouTube collections or compilations of commercials from like the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And he would just play them in the background when he was like exercising at his house or something. You're like, this is the weirdest stuff to be watching just nonchalantly, but is some of them were pretty fun.
The Burger King commercials
were hilarious.
Well, yeah, the 90s commercials, those are great.
It's just that when there weren't, when there was basically television in print to sell shit. The commercials, and before political correctness took hold of everything too.
Sure.
Yeah, there were some awesome commercials.
Don't you remember the whole Bud Light commercial? Hey, you get my Bud Light, Jimmy. I love you, man. And he get my Bud Light. That was now he's like, you want my Bud Light? You gotta earn it.
I love you, man.
Yeah, bruv. It's so great, bruv. But yeah, the like I said, the one commercial that always sticks out to me when I always remember this is the Christmas commercial between Coke and Pepsi. The two guys into the bar, and they trade sodas. Like, I remember that. That was my favorite. One of my favorite
Super
commercials.
Bowl one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a Super Bowl.
Oh, I thought you said Christmas.
My favorite one was,
But it was a Christmas theme though.
Oh, okay.
There's one for an aftershave where a guy walks past a hot chick wearing an aftershave, and then she's instantly 9 months pregnant.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Oh, the Jason Alexander commercial for whatever the hell that sandwich was. It wasn't the Big Mac, but like in the late 80s. Forgot what it was called, but it was like a new nice box, and the sandwich in there. It was like almost looks like the Burger King sandwich. It was like some kind of chicken or something, or burger. But I remember, like, I was just watching these old commercials, like, wow, whatever happened to that sandwich?
That was a Burger King commercial. Oh no, it was the McDLT.
Yeah, yes, the McDLT.
It was a McDonald's commercial.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was McDonald's.
Then of course the Cindy Crawford Pepsi commercials.
Of course. Yeah. Wow. Man, there's a lot of cool stuff. I found I've been on Internet Archive one day yesterday. I was looking up stuff, and I came across this guy. Has created 15 volumes of just movie songs from the 80s soundtracks. So Bloodsport, Over the Top, anywhere from Prince singing No TV, No Phone, and some of these movies, Vision Quest, all these obscure movie songs with a few thrown in there. I have the Commando song I found.
Hey, speaking of Prince, that reminds me of the Batman.
Don't say it. No one cares about the Batman dance. Please do not.
No. There was a thing. I saw something. Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito came out on stage and they were talking about how they were both in a Batman movie.
You're talking about the
The
Oscars?
Oscars clip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Keaton was in the front row. That was actually kind of funny.
That was
I
the
love
best part that I've seen of anything that happened that whole entire night of all the
I
clips. they showed.
I didn't watch the show,
That's
but
pretty funny.
I saw that. I love how Keaton was just sitting there going, "Yeah, go ahead."
That
Man.
there was that, and then the "I'm just Ken" bit. That was pretty funny. I'm just Ken. I also like that Robert Downey Jr. finally won an Oscar too. It feels like it's been deserved from him for way too long.
Jackson Royker's got a KFC ad, I guess. He's got some stuff on his channel apparently. Check that out. I did not realize he had stuff on his channel. I thought he just came here to troll Breen.
And you want something talking about something funny singing, you need to look up. There's a video of Vince McMahon doing some song, singing and dancing, which is absolutely hilarious.
Well, yeah, that was actually a thing that was on TV.
Yeah,
but no, I forgot about you guys. You ever watched the Suburban Motors commercials back in the day? He pushed the guy's getting robbed. He pushes the money, opens and it pushes the red button. Out pops a monkey, and he's got a crowbar and knocks out the crook. It's called Trunk Monkey, and that was their big thing.
That.
Oh my gosh, they were hilarious. Another one, it was a guy was breaking the car in a parking garage, and the monkey's in there, just kind of like just chilling out. You hear somebody gets out. Next thing you know, you see him driving up to the top of the thing, and he just throws basically disposes the body for him. You know, just different things. It's like there's a guy parked at an intersection, and then this guy basically behind him goes upset. He pushes the button for the Trunk Monkey. Trunk Monkey beats the shit out of the biker or the guy. Like I said, those were hilarious. A lot of those early commercials. So, but Chucky showed up on wrestling a few times. I know RoboCop was on WCW, but Chucky, that's kind of weird. Yeah. But like I said, when it comes to the most clever things, was I like. I want to watch that one with was it for Brutes or what was that aftershave? What was that one? When you had Breen?
I don't remember. I think it was some Japanese company.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing I spent last year did that I was going through on YouTube. I was like, wait, there's 70s commercials. That's all it is. This is commercial. I watched like 3 videos, the 70s ads, and then I was doing that with the 80s, and that's how I came across the Jason Alexander one. But yeah, like I said, Trunk Monkey and the Pepsi Coconut, it's like, we can coexist. Like they're not supposed to be, they both two truckers pull in with their trucks, the Coke and the Pepsi, sit down at a bar, and then they look at each other, and then you notice that one's drinking Coke, he's like, they switch. So I don't know. It's like, it's kind of clever. The Budweiser ones were great too. I love those.
Last film
with the frogs. Yeah,
I think the frogs are overrated.
Oh yeah, I did not like that.
You just don't like frogs, bro. What do you mean you don't like?
I'm surrounded by them down here. Of course I don't like them.
Oh, hold on. Geekeasy was the one that brought up the Budweiser frogs, but now you say you hate them.
Yeah,
I didn't bring up the frogs.
You did.
I said that I liked the commercials. I'm talking about tastes great, less filling.
Oh, I don't know what that's about.
I don't remember that one.
There's old football players like Dick Buckus and Bubba Smith and Bob. Was it Bob Euchre there?
Those were Miller Lite.
Oh, Miller Lite. Okay.
Yeah. Bud Light was the one that had the 3 frogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love the one that they did last year. Transgender.
Wilson Coffee ads, yes, by Jim Henson. Yeah, those are great too. Man, like I said, there's a lot of. I could probably do a top 10. I gotta go back and watch a few, but I mean, like I remember offhand a couple of them, but yeah, they're fun. And then the other one, where's the beef? Always there's a lot of classic ones, but anyway, hey Breen, do you like frogs or lovebirds anymore? Is that like a dig at me and Pistachio?
I have no idea what he's
Sounds
talking
like
about.
it.
Yeah, I almost said Twiddles. I die. I always want to call Pistachio Twiddles because he looks exactly freaking same. It's like, did he really die, or you just say like, oh? But anyway, all right. I think we've rambled on for about 30 minutes of just complete nonsense.
Now we got to do our half an hour goodbye.
Well, I didn't actually. No, it's not a half an hour goodbye because I had started goodbye now. I didn't start back then. No. But anyway, I mean, adjust the animal preferences. It's just kind of weird. It's like, do you like birds or do you like frogs? I like blue. Do you like blue? That's what it sounds like. MK, like you're on
like
something.
Buddy the Elf. What's your favorite color?
We had a lady to come on Extreme Movie Show and ask us questions like David Robbins, like, "What do you like this or do you like that?" It's like, and like it has nothing to do with the movie reviewing. It's like so far out of left field, and I couldn't tell. It's called Robbins. It's probably like a freaking kid watching her shit. So, but it was just so weird. It's like, no, I don't know. But anyway. Wait, no, Jackson Roykirk, you were mistaken. I never said tonight was supposed to be a short show. I said tomorrow.
I thought it was supposed to be a short show.
No,
so I'm in Camp
we
Jackson.
didn't have a lot of comics, but that doesn't mean.
I said it might be a short show because of I don't have that many books. Keyword might. But anyway. That's it for the night. If you guys have already done so, please click like and click subscribe. You can do all the yada yada as far as going in the comment section down there, leaving comments so as to know what you thought of everything, what your number one book is, and also go to Ko-Fi. There, drop $1 in a till, or you can do one in the super chat right now if you want to, and you're eligible to basically choose what book you want us to read for, as far as not this week but the following weeks. Marvel and DC books. That being said, have a good day. As always, stay geeky because he's not here.
Or he won't be.
His daughter had the half day off today.
No,
so
it's always bad when you can't afford a full day.
Well, she's short, so she can't have full days.
All right, later, guys.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Good night, kids.